What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Miggs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapachet, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you so much for stopping by on this cool, windy, a little rainy over here in Las Vegas Sunday evening. Um, that we got a little bit of the break, a break from the heat, from the spring warmth, because it's already damn hot over here, and we're getting a little bit of spring showers over here, and cloudy as a motherfucker and dusty as hell because there's wind kicking all over the damn place. But today is a great day to walk outside because not as hot as it normally is. So we wanted to make sure to take advantage of the great weather and record a nice show here this lovely Sunday evening. We got plenty to talk about because there were some fights on yesterday morning, well, at least Pacific Coast time, or Pacific Standard Time, I should say. We got Netflix fights. Well, I'm very, very curious to see what kind of numbers they did, but Tyson, Jesus Christ, I'm so used to saying like Tyson Griffin because of the particular fighter. Tyson Fury, former heavyweight champ, stepped back into the ring after 16 months, I think they set off. Might have been a little bit longer than that, 13 or 16 months, but stepped back into the ring, taking on Makhmudov. I can never pronounce his first name because it's hard as hell, but he was the main event on the Netflix card yesterday morning. And who served as co-main event? None other than Benn stepping into the ring against Regis Prograis. We're going to be talking about those fights because there's a lot to talk about those fights, in particular the Benn one, of course. But we're going to be discussing what we saw, what we thought, what is potentially next for these guys, and what the numbers could have been for Netflix, because that stadium looked like it was damn packed. So maybe the numbers will show the same, or at least the viewers on Netflix. But we're going to talk about that. Let's see here. What else? Let me take a quick look at my notes. Oh yes, the Xander Zayas and Boots Ennis press conference that took place last week. Man, it was good. It was good. I'm not gonna say it wasn't good, right? There was a couple of cringe moments, and I can only take so much of it sometimes. But I was able to get through the whole thing, so you guys didn't have to. If you guys want to watch it, but we're gonna be talking about what we saw, who won round one, kind of thing, right? And them prepping up, of course, for their June fight in New York, Brooklyn to be exact. DAZN, well, I guess whichever, the streaming service that fight's going to be on, DAZN, signed a partnership with TNT Sports. Now, I'm not sure if that means that's a specific app or is that just a regular channel. We're going to be talking about that. It could be a pretty big game changer. We talk about the obscurity of DAZN and how not many people know about it, but everybody knows about TNT. Everybody knows, there's NBA on TNT sometimes. Hey, this could be boxing on TNT. Could be a game changer. We're going to be talking about that. Shakur Stevenson is back in the news, talking about a potential IBF championship fight against Raymond Muratalla. Sounds like he's dropping back down to 135. We're going to be talking about that and what that could potentially mean. And we got plenty, if we do have time at the very end of the show, Floyd with more money problems, specifically here with the IRS. So, and his gyms, thanks to one Manny Pacquiao. But we're going to be talking about all of those, of course, because there is plenty to talk about on this lovely Sunday evening. All right. And as always, before we get to it, number one, a special thank you to everybody. We have reached 184 subscribers. So if you guys can, please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Trying to get our bumper numbers up, as Matthew McConaughey says in The Wolf of Wall Street. Like, gotta get those bump those numbers up. Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it. And the views, of course. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel, because I posted videos. I covered a fight this weekend. I'm going to be posting some more interviews here at the Cosmopolitan. The main event fell through, but the card was still there. Make sure to check those out because there I got some good content in there. So make sure to give us some more views, more likes, and maybe that'll bring on more subscribers. And of course, as always, a quick word from our sponsor, video sponsor or channel sponsor, Health E Sol or Health Y Sol, tallow-based products, tallow-based soaps in particular. Lavender patchouli is my specific flavor. I like that particular scent aroma. If you feel like checking them out and happen to see anything you want to try, make sure to use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase, or follow the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video and get yourself 10% off your purchase there as well. So once more, Health E Sol or Health Y Sol, SOL. Make sure to give them a try and let me know what you think if you happen to like it. All right, so we are going to start off with Tyson Fury and the Netflix card. If you guys didn't catch it, because yes, even though it was on Netflix and everybody can watch it, anybody who has Netflix, it was earlier in the afternoon. The main card started a little bit earlier. I believe 11 a.m. I think is when it got started, and then some of the earlier prelims were even earlier than that. But I do work the weekend, so yes, that's exactly what I was doing when I was waking up early on Saturday morning. I'm like, yes, I'm going to watch these fights. Tyson Fury versus Arslanbek Makhmudov, if I got that right. And the serving as co-main event was Conor Benn taking on Regis Prograis. So we're going to dissect them one fight at a time here. We're going to start, of course, with the main event. Tyson Fury had a bit of an easy task in front of him. It wasn't like he was ever in any real serious danger. In the post-fight press conference, you can see that his face was a little bumped up, so it looked like he did take some shots, right? Some of them might have even been headbutts because Makhmudov was coming in here pretty dirty. It wasn't a very exciting fight. Earlier, it was last week or Wednesday, I think it was, before the fight. During our prediction show, Andrew was saying, "Yo, he better fucking take this fool out. Maybe he doesn't need to go in those rounds." I thought maybe it might have benefited him to go the full 12 rounds. Hell, maybe go 10 and take the dude out. Either he was just unwilling to do that, or he just frankly just couldn't. It seemed as though the fight was a big slop. There was a lot of clinching, a lot of holding, a lot of headbutting up against the ropes. So it wasn't the most entertaining fight, but it was relatively easy. I would say it didn't look like Tyson was in any real serious danger. He came away with an easy victory. I think one judge had it a complete wipeout every round for Tyson. I think one judge in particular had one round for Makhmudov, which I think it was the first one because of how aggressive he was. There were a few occasions where I thought Tyson might have been able to capitalize on some of Makhmudov's mistakes. The way he was up against the corner and was able to turn the corner, and Makhmudov was basically falling over damn near over the top rope. So I don't know. It just kind of seemed like Tyson wasn't there to go for the kill. Maybe the 16 months was a thing. It hit the time away from the ring, and there was a bit of ring rust. And I figured there was going to be some, and whether he deliberately went the 12 rounds or it just turned out that way because he wasn't able to catch Makhmudov clean. Ultimately, he did go the full 12 rounds, winning by unanimous decision. Now, afterwards, there was quite a very cringe, unusual confrontation, if you want to call it that, between AJ, Anthony Joshua, who was ringside with Eddie Hearn, and who we'll talk about later on, of course, because Conor Benn was the co-main event. But before we get into that, because that in and of itself is a whole nother conversation, Andrew, I want to bring you in here. What did you think of Tyson Fury's performance? How did he look to you? Was there anything in particular that maybe you could have pinpointed that the ring rust was a deal? Why the heck wasn't able to get him out of there inside of those 12 rounds?
Well, I think we pinpointed it last week, Miguel. First off, how's it going, bro? Second, we looked at the power of Makhmudov. What do you have? 19 knockouts out of 21 victories, and the plus 33 on Tyson Fury started looking real good at that moment. The decision. That's exactly what it was. Look, it was to me, it was Makhmudov's fault why this fight was boring. That's the same Tyson we always see. good combos, does a lot of boxing, lazy boxing, ugly boxing. Um, some would say dirty fighting, right? How he kind of manipulates the inside, how he holds the guy, how he gets his shots in. Um, I didn't see anything different with Tyson.
Hmm.
His chin held up. That was good. A few times it got scary for him. He took some clean shots. And I mean, and when you think of Makhmudov's, did you see the one clip they caught his brother? They're like, oh, you can see they were all worried.
What's his name? Tommy?
Tommy, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It might have been another one of his stepbrothers.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if it was Tommy, but the reaction of the corner when Tyson got hit, they were like, ooh,
Yeah.
like all nervous, right? And I think that's what it was. They knew he had a big punch. The man's damn near the same size as Tyson, weight and height. Tyson had reasons to stay away, stay behind the jab. No, I was more shocked about earlier, and I know we'll get into it, but I was way more shocked about the earlier one than Fury. Fury at the end there, the two big bets that I said was Makhmudov by knockout was the plus 33 because he was favorite. But if you're a gambler, that plus 550, and then for Tyson, I really thought the plus 33 was a real good snag at the end there for the decision. That was a great bet. So yeah, I wasn't disappointed at all. To me, Tyson looked good. I liked, for as fat as that man looks, very light on his feet sometimes, man. Oh, he only shows glimpses of it. Other times he's fucking just laying on you. But man, when he gets to boxing, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's just it is to me, it's my opinion. It is a thing of beauty for how being out of shape that the man looks, it's like, damn, if he would just, and I know he probably does put in 110%, it just, it is what it is when God gives you a natural body, not all the supplements and the Ryan Garcia freaking training sessions, and maybe even one Chris Eubank.
Fernando Vargas, this is.
Yeah. Or maybe one even Conor Benn, excuse me. Sorry, Chris. Conor Benn's training camps. It seems like Conor Benn's power is somewhere not to be seen as of lately, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, Tyson will have those type of trainings. There is no cycling. Cycling to donuts maybe for Tyson Fury. Those are some big love handles this time. I'm just saying, man.
No, yeah, there's just some guys, and if you guys remember one of the MMA legends, Dan Severn, the Beast, that dude was crazy athletic, but if you look at him, dude always had a gut. He always had a fucking gut, Who else? Navarrete, he's never ripped, The guy's just some bodies, and not to say that he's fat because he isn't, but there's just some guys that can never get to that ripness. They always have that little bit of the love handle, and in this case, the Tyson has quite a bit of it, but I mean, the dude is tall as a motherfucker, so it's got to go somewhere, right? I mean, it just goes to that particular direction. So, yeah, it's whenever you see him bounce around, it's and here's the thing. I'm not sure if people realize how big like 6'9" is. I think he's 6'9" is his height. Yeah. When I had the privilege to go to the first Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight in Los Angeles. I made it to the weigh-in. I was like, fuck, it's crazy that this guy is this fucking big. And for him to have the ability of the athleticism, even if he looks like he looks, to be able to pull off some of the maneuvers and turn the corner and pivot away from the corner whenever guys attack him and stuff like that, it's pretty impressive. So, I don't think watching it on TV does it justice. Sometimes you just kind of have to be there and see the size. But I agree. The way when he's light on his feet, you're like, wow, this guy's something else.
Yeah. Could be a real problem if he could do that for 12 rounds.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess would that be asking for a lot? I mean, he's got to rest, I suppose, right? I mean, he has to rest. It's a lot of freaking. He's long, right? He's and you can see it in his arms. He's not like muscular, and his legs are kind of plain. So I mean, I guess his knees and ankles can only take so much. I'm not sure if that's something that he can be, or I don't think him being on his toes is something he can do for the full 12 rounds. But from Tyson Fury, you saw the same old, right? There's nothing different. It didn't look like the ring rust affected him at all, if there was any.
No, actually, because I didn't think Makhmudov, we're talking about the energy level of Fury. it was Makhmudov who looked fucking dead tired in that fight most of the time. Definitely both guys 3 punches and we're done most of the combinations. And I thought Fury really did try at the end. He was making me nervous, bro. All that body shots, like he was trying to kill the man's body. He seen he was dead tired. Yeah, it was getting close there at the end that I thought Fury might pull that thing out at get the stoppage, but no, Makhmudov was able to stand up to it. Yeah, overall, it was a good fight for Fury. It set up what it was supposed to set up, right? I don't think anyone's expecting Fury to become world champ again. I think that ship has sailed, but it did set up the potential huge fight with AJ. And I mean, did we not nail that one? That's why I even shared that today on the page. You see, after the fight in the press conference, he said AJ or I'm leaving again. I mean, right there, Miguel, that tells us why Zuffa didn't sign him, right? I mean, look, these guys were in the hole. What was it? 25 and 16 and 6. So there's 16 and 6. What is that right there? 22 and 25. They're in 47 million. Do I have that right?
Close enough. Over 40.
Yeah,
that's enough.
Yeah. So it huge hole to climb out of. You're gonna go into that not even knowing, or actually knowing that the guy's like, I either fight AJ next or I walk. They're probably like, yeah, go ahead, Turkey. You can take this bill.
Yeah.
Turkey's like, I'll get it lost in the pile. Don't worry.
Yeah. It was literally like a bill from a restaurant. Just slide it over. Like, yeah, that's yours. You can take that. All right. Yeah. And, the fight, it just was not entertaining. For the most part, it was what we expected, I guess. There were glimpses in there. I thought maybe Makhmudov, because of maybe the ring rust and the age of Tyson and getting dropped a few times and reflexes, right? He's good at the reflexes, and usually that's the first thing to go, right? And I thought maybe it slowed him down just enough to make it a little bit more competitive, but yeah, pretty disappointed in Makhmudov's cardio there, because this was the biggest opportunity that he's ever had, and will most likely not get another one. You would have thought that even if he lost, and we say this all the time, if you put on a hell of a fucking performance, it will still get you. It's that Burt Cooper against Evander Holyfield, like, yo, you got your ass smashed, but fucking hell, what a fight you put on. We'll put you on another card, we'll do that. Man, it looks like he came in, I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. I don't know if he's ever fought in the UK before, but it seemed like it was lackluster on his end. I don't know if something went wrong during his camp or something, because it looked like he got tired pretty quick. His game plan seemed punch, headbutt, punch, headbutt coming in, and it made the fight pretty dirty. But again, from Tyson's behalf, why not take a half step back on the uppercut? We saw it with Itama, right? Like, why not do that? You know what I'm saying? It seemed like he was more than willing to just let him lay on her and initiate the clinch, or allow the clinch to happen, I guess.
And he did take at least 3 uppercuts that he walked right into, man. He took those right on the chin. I mean, like I said, there was spots where Tyson did look very good. He looked like the old Tyson that we all knew. Good puncher, good combinations. He's really heavy. He's not that nice to look at. He can't keep up the energy level that long. He gets, tired really fast. And he's fucking old. He doesn't care about any of this that we're saying right now. He wants one fight and he's done. You know what I mean? That's his motivation right now, to get out of bed. That last check, and then I think we've seen the end of Tyson Fury.
All right. Well, let's get into that, because that was literally, like, you essentially gave that scenario damn near to the T last week on our last show. You asked me, hey, if Tyson Fury does this and grabs the mic and says, hey, I'm calling this fool out, you asked me to put myself in this situation. Would you take it? And I thought, well, you know what? Considering how many times we damn near had this fight, and for one reason or another, there was a spoiler, and either Usyk or Dubois or whomever that comes in and defeats AJ, and the fight doesn't get made, we miss out on the fight that a lot of us, and in particular in the UK, want to see with Fury and AJ. And I thought to myself, considering how many times it's been spoiled, yeah, let's not take any more chances. Let's just do it. It's overdue now. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck this thing. And it sounded, and you kind of like hit it right on the head when you said what according to what Eddie Hearn said on a recent interview, a warm-up with Wilder and then Fury in December. No, it sounds nice, but no, let's not fucking risk it. Who the hell knows? Maybe for one split second we get that Wilder back and just fucks everything up and knocks out AJ. But AJ was down there, was ringside along with Eddie Hearn. Man, that was pretty cringe. It was cool on Tyson Fury's behalf because I mean, that's what he does, right? That he did that even with Usyk, and Usyk got on the apron of the ring, and Tyson got in his face, and he was yelling at him, right? And then because of who Usyk is, as stoic as he is, he was just like, "All right, bro, I guess." So it seemed as though Fury wanted to do the same thing, and it almost like we kind of got the impression that that's exactly why AJ was there. Get in the ring, let's go ahead and face off, and it just looked like Fury pulled AJ's bitch card hard. And if it was like, yeah, you don't tell me what to do, like, bro, why are you here then, fool? Fuck. And he throws in what happened to him recently and the auto accident, right, which is a serious matter. And understandably, he has a lot of maybe even now still grieving to do because it's a very serious situation and a very tragic accident. But it's like, yo, then don't go to the fucking fight, homie. If it's like that, fine, don't go. You know why you're there. Tyson's gonna most likely call you out. All right. So, Andrew, what did you see? Did we miss something? What was going on? At the end, nothing was accomplished other than maybe we know that Fury wants it. It doesn't seem as though AJ does. What am I missing?
First, I want to start with, why was AJ filming the fucking fight if he's not there to study? What are you, a fan? What are you like, oh, I'm going to put this in my Facebook page, in my Facebook memories? I don't even know if he has Facebook. Am I old? Am I saying my age there? But you know what?
The MySpace is the old one. This one's new.
But and on second, to say a second point about the videotaping, they really need to stop that. I know you just talked about everyone doing it at the other fight, but it's getting a little ridiculous. Everyone with their cell phones in the first two rows. It really is. Did you see the one guy literally like had it on a stick, and he's in the ring, Miguel? Like, I don't know who the young man was, but he gets out of his seat from the front row with his dad, and he turns into like a fucking straight up cameraman with the cell phone.
No. I mean, if he was in the front row, like,
yeah,
he's allowed to do that, I assume. I mean, if he's there.
He looked like a fan in the beginning. Oh, okay. It looked like he just kept getting confident. First, he's doing it from the seat, you know what I mean? And he's like, oh, no one's saying shit. Now he's standing up. The dude, he's like the camera's in the ring, bro. He's got it on his stick. I'm like, yo, someone tell this guy.
He's like hopping on the apron, telling the other guy, like, move, camera. Like the actual cameraman move out of the way. He's like, yo, you're in my shot, fool. You're in my shot. What the fuck?
Yeah, bro. Girls are doing it, then showing each other. It's like very distracting. It makes the fight look like it's not interesting at all, right? Like everyone's, dude. Chris Eubank, and I know I'm the asshole paying attention to all of it too, and not the fight. But Chris Eubank literally gets a seat by Turkey, and then just does this the whole time. He never picks his fucking head up from his phone, bro. The whole round, or however many rounds, 2 rounds or whatever, he sat there, then he's gone. Then AJ, I was like, what the fuck is going on in these first 2 rows? First time Turkey didn't have his security clearing the rows when the bell rang. That's something you never do to the rich. You never do that to the guys that are paying $20,000, $10,000 for seats. Is have a bunch of fucking people standing up in front of them when that fucking bell rings. When that bell rings, that security is supposed to clear those rows. So that was the first thing I noticed. It's like, man, this looks real amateur. Why are they allowing? I think Turkey was even standing up at one point, talking to people behind him. Just making it
stretching and shit. You see that his back, and he's just like, ah. So, what's for dinner, guys?
Yeah. So, and then on this fight, cell phones. If I was Turkey, no more phones. The shit's on Netflix, you guys.
And it's funny. David Hay said that. David Hay was on commentary.
I know.
And we'll talk about the commentary, of course, afterwards, because it's the Netflix show. So every time a fight comes around Netflix, we talk about it. But somebody pointed out, they did point the camera to AJ while he was recording, and it's like, don't they know it's on Netflix? I think Morrow said that, right? Or it said something about like watching it in person, and then it's like, oh yeah, you can watch the replay on Netflix.
That was.
I think David.
Now, was that Ward or Hay that was with Marlowe? I didn't see.
They're both. That was the 3-man team. It was Morrow,
okay.
It was fucking Ward, and then David Hay.
All right, so it was Ward that says it then. It was Ward that goes, I think does AJ know it's on Netflix? And he's totally right. I mean, dude, it was just a bad look. Back to AJ. I just needed to throw that in there. I like giving Turkey help. I know they're green. They're still learning. Let's clear up the phones. Let's make fucking the VIP section look like the VIP section. You know what I mean? Not the fucking, bar sitting down and hanging out at the social club. Jesus. You make it seem like we paid some money for these tickets.
They might as well have remove the seats and put those stools at bars, the tall stools, those circular table stools, just oh yeah, take a drink while the fight's going on. If that's
somewhere
what
where they can plug in their phone, the fuck.
Yeah, charge. Yeah, a USB port so they can fucking charge it. Why not?
No, back to AJ. Look, I really think he missed the moment there, man. I want to say AJ regrets how he handled that today. When he look, I think you're right. When he looks back on the replay, he's gonna think that his card was pulled a little there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. He could have did some negotiating, maybe that got him some things that maybe wouldn't have happened if the pressure of the crowd wasn't there, like a warm-up fight. Go, yeah, hey, motherfucker, yeah, I'll fight you. I accept your fight, but I'm going to do one fight first. I'm not old like you. No, I'm not in no rush like you are, old man. You old, what is Usyk call him? Fat jelly belly, what's he called?
Greedy belly. He's like, oh, greedy belly. Yeah.
He could have pulled out that one. You know what I mean? I know you greedy belly. I know you just want the check. You're going to wait for me. You're going to wait. Tell the crowd right now, you're going to wait for me, and then I accept your fucking challenge. How about that? Watch what Tyson does. Bet Tyson attacks him. That's all he could do, right? And then we really set it off. But I think AJ could have set that shit off. He really could have. I would not have played, oh, this is your night, blah, blah, blah. Bro, he's calling you the fuck out in front of your own country, dog. Are you serious right now? And I don't know, AJ, did you hear the crowd? Sounded like people already spent $20,000 a seat, bro. Sign them up.
Been waiting to spend that money for that fucking front row seat.
Yeah. Oh, I would have had a plan with Eddie. If this happens, what do we say for negotiating right here tonight? What do we want? Right? Do you want a different percentage? Do you want a winner takes all? Not a winner takes all, but a winner takes a bigger portion of
larger percentage.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Things like this, they could have worked out and then just called his shit right back, made him, kind of take back his challenge, or we really set it off and security needs to separate us, and now the crowd just fucking losing their mind. You know what I mean? Yeah. So AJ didn't like it. We'll see how he responds tomorrow. I expect this week AJ to have a different response.
The few times that we thought this fight was gonna take place, it didn't ultimately. But when the possibility of it coming up happened, immediately talks. That was like the talk of the town amongst all media and content creators. Is like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And right off the jump, we figured Fury's gonna handle his ass during the fucking press conference. The build up to it. It just started. It already started. The fight isn't even we're not even there yet. And he's already handling AJ in the talks, in the trash talk, and the build up right there. That was such a and I mean, again, with all due respect to AJ, it's such a bitch move. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're there for that reason, dude. You know it. It isn't like you were shocked or anything like that. I mean, you were there with Eddie Hearn, for fuck's sake. After the fight, Turkey was like, Eddie, looking for Eddie, like, yo, we talked about this, homie. Get your boy. What the fuck? We thought we were supposed to do this. And when he started throwing in everything else, it's your time or whatever. It's like, yo. And then afterwards, he had a brief interview with one of the zone, or not the zone, one of the Netflix. What was her name? I forgot her name. The chick. I forgot the chick. The correspondent. She was asking him questions, right? And then he brings up his tragic accident, and we're like, okay, we get it. We're not gonna throw that in here, but it's like, if that is the case, dude, there's no point of you being here then, man. Let's get the fuck out of here. Obviously you're here to play along, to sell the fight. And the fact that he didn't do that in a way that made him look like he got punked is a bad look. He's already losing. He lost round one pretty much. There was something that he said that kind of he was like, yeah, stuff has to happen, negotiations. I don't know there's gonna be a fight until like we finally sign something. And it's like, when that happens, then I'll say, and it's like, until the fight night happens. And it's like, yo, I get that, but this is the first part of it, homie. This is like you get to the part where you start signing contracts, where it starts right now. So I think it looked bad for AJ. It for all, and there was a couple of clips, or I think pictures of him like low key flipping off.
Thank you.
Tyson
I didn't
Fury.
want to cut you off, bro.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, they're absolutely right. Even the insult was like, "What is your mom here? Is your grandma gonna smack you in the head if
Yeah,
she sees
like
you getting a
he's
bird?"
gonna be like,
That was like
cover it up.
your cousin in church or something. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A family picnic or something. Like, oh, he flipped me off.
When I was a kid, my older cousins on my dad's side would like call me puto, but I didn't know, right? I didn't know what that meant. But like, they would low key do it, so then I would be like, "Well, you're puto, right?" And my mom would be like, "What the fuck? What the hell is that around?" They would teach me this stuff, right? It was hilarious. That's pretty much what it was. He was just like, what? All right, dude. If that's the direction you're gonna go, don't bitch out now.
Yeah, stand on business. Hey, seriously, when Tyson called him in the ring, he should have been right in there. Tyson didn't want to make it his moment. He wanted it your guys' moment. What the fuck? Wait,
Yeah.
why? What are you doing looking out for him? No, brother. It's your moment. Get the fuck. What? Oh, come on. I'm telling you, he's not feeling himself today. Yes, round one mental war games went to Tyson Fury.
As we knew it would, apparently.
Yeah. Hey, another one we called. I know I'm tooting my own horn, but did you see Chisora, bro? Did you see Chisora?
Yeah, retirement is for pussies or whatever, right?
His wife saying it, dog.
Yeah.
You seen him that day. He was like, yeah, whatever she says.
Yeah. I told her I'd say this in the ring, but I mean, I kind of get it. You can't go out like that, right? You want to go out with a win. All right, go out with a win.
Next time you're around Chisora, bro, if you want to crack a joke with them, go, hey, Chisora, blink twice if your wife is harming you or doing anything. Tell him that. And you go, well, I don't know, bro. You said you're retiring when you're around her. Then you're on the red carpet with the retirements for pussy shirt. You tell me, bro. She, you all right? Everything all right? You'll get it. You'll know what you're talking about.
Like, did you have to sleep on the couch when you brought that shirt home? Like, what is this, Derek or whatever?
Smack while he was asleep. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I went through your phone and I see these prints. How many 30,000 T-shirts you're buying that says retirements for pussy?
That was
Derek.
Fun. Not only a week later, dude.
Nah, I know, right? Not even that. Jeez. And I wouldn't mind seeing them, go out on a victory. I get it, right? But still, the fact that automatically unretired, like, yo, is this really much of a surprise? But you did call it, yeah. That was good.
I noticed it was only his wife saying that, man.
Right, and he looked over to her, right? He's like, "This is it. Yeah. All right, is it?" He might as well have been like, "Oh yeah, it is." All right, Derek. Shit. But anyway, yes. AJ and his crap. Seeing what we've seen, the way he reacted, does it look more like he might actually take a warm-up fight? Whether it's with Wilder or not is another story, but it seemed like that was the direction that he was going. His body language and the whole weird cringe encounter overall made it look like he just wasn't interested in that one next. Obviously, what Eddie Hearn said, a tune-up with Wilder and then Fury in December, that was his exact words. Based off of what we've seen with AJ, does it look like that's what he's going to want to do, even if it isn't Wilder, but a warm-up first, then Tyson?
It definitely, I felt like they both wanted to say last night that they were going to do a warm-up first. That's why I don't know why they didn't get in the ring and just bring that up right then and there. I know they don't. Not everyone likes to do negotiating in public, but that seemed to be a moment we never really get in boxing where you could actually get the fans to dictate a little edge for you. You know what I mean? And an edge for Anthony Joshua probably would be to make Tyson Fury wait, right? You let his mental sit there for a while. Does Tyson really even have the motivation to get up for fights like this anymore? You know what I mean? His next fight might be a slip. Already thinking too much of AJ himself. So, yes, and Miguel, they should take a warm up. That man was in a horrific accident where two of his friends died right next to him. One was in the front seat, and one was literally right next to him. We don't know what that looked like. We don't know what it sounded like. What he's sleeping like. I mean, best friends, a strength and conditioning coach, and a childhood friend. Both of them were friends. I don't want to separate him because he's a strength and conditioning coach, but that's what he was also. So he's a part of your team. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you get that back with the next guy? And you have to fight Tyson Fury immediately, right? Don't you want to take a fight to get used to the new? If they brought in someone I haven't seen, but you would think they're going to bring in a new strength and conditioning coach, right? He has to adapt to this man's ways, his training and everything. So he deserves a warm-up fight. That should have been Tyson. Maybe would have been a little bit more honorable of a countryman and said, after, I'm going to see you after one fight or something, something like that. Because Tyson talked about him not being ready and he didn't want to take the fight early. Then everyone give him that mental excuse that, oh yeah, well, it's only because of this, which sounded all good when he was saying it. Like, yeah, that is absolutely correct. Let's go that route. And then last night, maybe the atmosphere just got to him. He was like, fuck it. And right now is the time. Or he just wants that $100 million and then just go away.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, that it may very well be both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It could have definitely been both. That hefty paycheck, I'm sure, is very alluring. And yeah,
because it sounded like Netflix, Turkey, and Tyson have already discussed this. Did you get that feeling last night?
No. How? What do you mean?
Netflix announced the fight on their website, on their page, their reel, whatever, their Instagram reel. You didn't see Netflix announced 2026 Fury versus Tyson on Netflix?
No, but I can definitely take a look right now.
Yeah, which I'm a little thrown off on. Is like, dude, when does the DAZN go, hey, hold the fucking front door, man? Why is Netflix getting all these big fights? Why are they getting Canelo versus Crawford? Why are they getting freaking Tyson Fury versus AJ? AJ built his whole career somewhat bullshit. His whole career on DAZN. Fury fights for Top Rank and Frank Warren, who are currently signed together DAZN. You didn't do it, Miguel.
Oh, sorry. I was still looking for it.
But
I thought you're giving the listeners the opportunity to hop in. No, but
guys.
I didn't. No, I didn't see it. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I'm sure I missed it, but no, I don't. I'm not seeing it, so I don't know. They're literally like. I mean, I guess technically they're correct if they do actually.
You heard
make the fight
Turkey
happen.
say it last night, right? Turkey literally said it, like when he's like, Eddie, come up here.
No,
Eddie,
I got that part. I don't remember him saying specifically
Netflix,
shit.
dude. Right. Yes. And I was just like, bro, either Netflix is totally in now Or like what's going on with DAZN, bro? Like these two fighters both are with companies that are signed with DAZN. Why are we talking Netflix? Turkey
Well, I mean,
must.
Netflix. I mean, then they're gonna get fuck ton more numbers on Netflix, obviously, right? I mean, that's kind of a given.
Yes. Yes, that's why I've been saying if I'm DAZN, I'm a little nervous how smooshy, mushy, whatever the fuck you want to say, Turkey's been getting with DAZN, bro.
Hmm.
They're gonna turn around, they're gonna be in bed together and be like, "What happened?"
Yeah, they're gonna be like, we should have seen this coming. Should have, yes, you should have, because
Yeah.
all the red flags were all over the place. You should have seen it coming. Damn.
Yep.
I'm actually I have it in front of my TV, so I'm gonna pull it up in here in a second and see what the fuck he says to be specific. But yeah, no, uh, definitely the ball dropped from AJ, and we could have gotten much more interest in this particular fight, but now it seems like that's the direction we're going. They're gonna have to be, and I say they, I mean like Team AJ, Eddie. They're gonna have to be extremely careful with who they choose to do this warm up with. Like we've seen it happen before, and maybe Wilder is the name they should go with. Maybe he's not, well, I'm not saying maybe, he definitely isn't the Wilder of old. He is the old Wilder, Wilder that happens to be old. From based off of his most recent performance against Chisora, even in a victory, it wasn't the same AJ, right? I mean, it wasn't the same Wilder. So maybe that is the direction to go. If not, maybe somebody else, but not somebody that's too much of a threat, because it's happened before, and we don't want to go through this shit again. Hell, throw in maybe Andy Ruiz. We'll toss him back in here. Like, yo, get the trilogy finished up. You how to beat him. You can do it. It's still significant to some degree. Why not? But I think Team AJ has to be extremely careful with who they decide to go with for this warm up. I'm trying to think of somebody else. Maybe they can toss in there the Helleniuses, the Otto Wallin. Oh shit! Side note. I thought I read that Otto Wallin signed with Zuffa. I could have been wrong. I'm not sure I saw it, but anyway, figured I'd throw that in there because we happen to be talking about it. But anyway, yes, that was where I was getting at. My point was getting at is they have to be extremely careful with who they decide to go with this warm up, because we've seen what happened before, and in particular, I think it was with Usyk. But anyway, that was what I wanted to throw in there. You got to be careful with who they're going to go with, because you definitely don't want another spoiler, another monkey wrench to fuck things up. And now where does that? Should that happen, here we go again now with a 37-year-old Fury, and he's gonna have to wait. Like, yo, what the fuck, bro? We were gonna, and I kind of, to some degree, I almost understand Fury calling out AJ now and almost not wanting the warm up, because maybe he doesn't want AJ to get his confidence back. It's like, no, I can get him now. As fucked up as it sounds and as bad as it's gonna look, he's probably not in the best frame of mind. He's probably not in the best. I'm gonna come in here and knock this motherfucker out, and mop the floor with him, and then I'm the Gypsy King all over again. But he said, he said it before. I don't want that to be an excuse and everything, but if this is what he's doing, calling him out without any sort of warm up, that seems as though that's what he wants anyway.
Yes. Also, I think the money was being discussed between Netflix and Fury, something Fury hasn't talked about. Honestly,
so you think that the discussion happened without Eddie and AJ?
AJ, yeah. I definitely think Turkey's that kind of businessman. The fuck? He'll fill you in later. Hey, what they want, they get, bro. Their money speaks for themselves, right? Dude, the guy put up, what did we just say, 47 million on a fight that they were giving tickets away from. And it didn't look like they were worried about it because he announced his next fight right after that. Granted, the stadium did look good. Mm-hmm. And, Miguel, when there's 60,000 seats, maybe you are going to make a profit. No matter how you get the people in there, as long as you get them in, you're making money off the programs, the T-shirts, the lollipops, the blankets.
The concessions, the drinks.
Yes. So, maybe they're just like, dude, we just get them here. They're going to spend $20-$30 each person that walks in that door. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I don't know what that goes to promoters and everything, but we definitely know that the stands, everything that they sell out of there goes to the promoters, especially the programs, the T-shirts, the shit. I remember De La Hoya sold beach towels, bro, and those sold out. You know what I mean? A fucking beach towel. Like, who would have thought that? You know what I'm saying? But
just put that fucker's face on anything, and
it was. There was a lollipop like the Mickey Mouse one. It was De La Hoya though.
I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, bro. $25. Suck on De La Hoya's face.
Suck on everything, I suppose, right? His whole body. Is it just his face, or was it just his whole body? Was it like the Golden Boy logo or something?
That was when he left the casino. They're like, De La Hoya's penis, De La Hoya's penis.
Right. It's like, we took a mold. This is actual size, guys. Ladies, if you guys want to get crack-a-legging, if you ever fantasize about doing it, well, here we go.
Hey, we just gave another great business idea.
Yeah.
Can we get a penny for that, you fucks? I know you're doing it,
Oscar, because I know you're gonna do it. And I know you listen to this damn show and be like, hey, his girlfriend's gonna say shit. Be like, yo, go ahead, yeah. Man, it's like, what color do you want? You can have it in the color you like. Oh boy.
So it did look like the crowd showed up. Dude, Turkey looked like he's all in on Netflix, which is really weird to me. It's starting to get real weird, bro. I like it. Don't get it twisted. I like where it's headed, but why did we sign all these guys to DAZN? Well, look, DAZN does have a new platform, so maybe there's something coming. Maybe there's something coming. But money could have been discussed. We're talking now, Miguel. We're talking roughly 360 million subscribers pay this company every month. When you add the UK with America's subscribers to Netflix, this is huge money, man. Huge money. Both sides of the pond seem like they'd be very interested in a Fury versus AJ. You're talking warm-up shows, press conferences,
a press tour, a straight up press tour.
Yeah, meeting the face off. Could you imagine what that might do on Netflix? Just the face off of these two over in the UK. It'd probably break numbers.
They can even charge for the weigh-ins, the way like Manny and Floyd did.
Eddie Hearn might have slapped AJ last night. No, I'm just kidding.
Like what the fuck did I bring you? We talked about this in the car before we got to the damn arena, to the stadium, and said, if they called you out, don't make me look like a bitch. You get IRS out there.
Hey, you're right. You owe me for that ticket. You're right. He's in charge of now for the ticket he bought.
It's like, they told me that to tell you not to record, but I didn't do that. To let you record the fucking fight so you can do this.
You're like a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
What was it for, AJ? You got to tell us, what were you recording Tyson for? Do you watch him when you're in bed at night? Secretly, how do I beat him?
If you listen to some of the other interviews that he did afterwards, he was, it was before, I think it might have been before the main event. He was like, yum. And they asked him that, he's like, oh, and he kind of sort of blew off the question, but at the very end, he kind of brought it back, and he was like, yeah, doing scouting. I thought he said some word basically, but obviously it was that he was like studying to some degree, right? I didn't know he would go to the degree of recording. I mean, besides the fact that you can get on Netflix, you can get on Netflix with a whole bunch of different camera angles. You can do that, right? You only get one damn camera angle from your fucking phone, but apparently he thought it was worthy enough to, it was worth recording for some fucking reason. But anyway, yeah, that oh boy, I wonder if they had a serious discussion afterwards, Eddie and AJ.
Soon they're gonna put the faces of Eddie on and AJ on the Rocky, the one where Adrian's all, "What's wrong? Are you scared?" I'm scared.
Like, all right, the first time in my life, I'm scared.
Look at this video.
Yeah,
he's this way, he's that way.
Dude, look at him bouncing around the ring here, okay, Adrian. Oh boy. Yeah, but that definitely it felt very deflating. The fight was the fight, right? When talking about Makhmudov, and then afterwards, like, all right, cool. This is kind of, it was. I think for the most fans, they had your sentiment. At least when we're talking about fucking Fundora and Thurman, it's like, can we just get this fight over with already, so we can get to AJ and Fury, and then AJ, for lack of a better term, like shit the bed. He totally lays an egg, and everybody's kind of, yeah, one of those, precisely. I know the camera didn't switch over to Andrew, but he was like, doing the low flip
Little
off.
baby bird.
Yeah, what the hell? I don't know. But anyway, that was just quite the letdown because now we're in limbo. Now we don't know if we're going to get that fight, especially if there is going to be some warm up between now and then.
Maybe Eddie Hearn disciplines him for flipping people off.
Like, don't let Eddie see. Don't let Eddie see.
That's what he should have did right there, Miguel.
Yeah, just cover that shit up, yo. It's like, hey, like, what's that over there? What's that over there? Come on, AJ. All right. So, anything else you want to add to that before we hop onto the co-main event?
Oh, co-main event. No, sir. Let's go.
Gosh, just the change in your tone says how much you want to talk about blonde Conor Benn, who, all right. Well, he won. Right. It wasn't like it was. He didn't come out of the fight unscathed. Granted, they were primarily headbutts, but what's one thing when you're going in there and you fight and you come out without any punches or cuts or scars or anything. But when you're bleeding during the fight, and it's an accidental headbutt, it's gonna bug you to some degree. Yeah, some guys get used to it, but it still bugs you. Sometimes it gets in your eye, et cetera, right? But he came out with the victory regardless. Got himself, I believe it was a unanimous decision. I don't think Regis won too many rounds. Well, number one, we talked about it. This is kind of a side note. His hair. I don't know what the hell that was about. I don't know, and we'll be talking about Xander Zayas in a second. But what the hell is that? The new in thing now to just like dye your hair? I mean, I know it's not like it's new. People, men have done it before. I mean, Eminem or whatever, but. Tito Ortiz, Cisco, shit. How many other people have done it? But oh gosh, it looked bad. It looked really bad. But he got his. I mean, maybe if you get $15 million to fight Regis Prograis, I guess you can wear whatever the fuck you want to wear and do anything you want with your hair if you're going to get that much. There were plenty of rumors coming into this fight that Regis was injured. He denied every single one of them, and then after the fight, basically admitted that they were all true. So that didn't take too long. I'm talking about Conor, had an injured, once retired, once come back. He has retired and come back, Regis, and he has since retired again, according to what he said. But anyway, point is, he had a city duck in front of him, and he couldn't close the deal for whatever reason. Now, I am inclined to believe that even though, and let me correct myself. Last week when we were talking about this fight, I called this fight a welterweight fight. It's in the round there. It was a catch weight of 150 pounds, so technically maybe not welterweight. But anyway, point is, he weighed in at 149 or something, right? And Regis was around there as well. I forgot what the specific weight was for him, but basically they both were under the 150 pound catch weight limit. I'm under the impression that dropping back down probably hindered Conor Benn's power. He got on the scale, he hopped on, made 149 and something, turns to the camera and says, shit, I might as well have made this at welterweight because I could have made it pretty easy. That's what he said, at least. In the ring was a different story. He had a dude with no legs. His legs were stiff as shit. And I don't know if that has anything to do with his injury, because we've seen many fights, recent fights of Regis looking like that, looking like his balance is off, looking like he can't even bend his knees sometimes. It looks like his knees were stiff. He was basically falling over by himself, and Conor couldn't get the job done and finish it. He got the victory, right? Ultimately, he got the victory. And 15 mil. Before we get into what happens next, Andrew, we saw the fight. What did you think of Conor Benn's hair? No, I'm kidding. What did you think of his performance? and what happened? What went wrong? We all thought he was going to be able to finish Regis, and he didn't. What went wrong here?
Well, we're gonna have to see when the last time. I don't have Conor Benn's record in front of me right now. I'm actually trying to get that over here.
I'll pull that up. Go ahead.
Yeah, where did his power go, Miguel? Because when he fought Eubank, we kind of he's growing in the division. Then it was, oh, maybe he's too big, yeah, the division's too big. His power didn't go with them. Bro, he looks skinny as hell. I don't want to cuss all the time. He looks skinny in this fight.
Carl Froch told him to his face, like, "Yo, you're all right because you look kind of what the right."
Oh,
And he
really?
yeah. This was at the, I want to say, after they weighed in. And he was like, no, what are you talking about? And he gave him a reason, and then Carl Froch kind of conceded, and he was like, oh, yeah, 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 and he kind of like, oh, that's true actually, and he kind of gave Conor the point, but he talked about how Conor looked. If you were looking for Conor Benn's record to see when was the last time he finished anybody by KO or TKO, we're looking at April 2022. So roughly 4 years. Everything from then on has been unanimous decision.
Hey, bro. Now we need to go when he tested dirty.
Oh shit! When the fuck did he test?
When did he fucking
Yeah.
bring up the eggs, Miguel? Wasn't it eggs with Conor? What did he blame his on? I think it was eggs. Am I mistaken? He had a weird excuse for his.
Yeah, let me see. Tested positive for banned substance twice in 2022. Hold up.
What's De La Hoya say? It ain't talking shit if you're spitting facts. Yeah,
this is what AI is pulling up here. Conor Benn tested positive for the banned substance clomiphene, a female fertility drug, twice in 2022,
That's
causing his
hair. Okay.
There we go. Causing his fight against Chris Eubank Jr. to be canceled following a 2-year battle. An independent panel lifted the suspension in November of 2024, finding that UK failed to prove his anti-doping violation allowed him to fight in the UK again. All right. But yeah, this is, according to this, now it doesn't specify when, but regardless, this last KO TKO was April, earlier in the year in 2022. And then all unanimous decisions from then on.
Wow. That's a big wow.
To date.
Yeah. The style that he used to have, I thought was going to wipe Regis out. He doesn't have that edge anymore, I guess.
Man, I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt and thought maybe it was the weight, but you connecting the dots made things a lot more understandable. Like, oh, that's what it is. It's literally, Rolly and Ryan right after Ryan comes after the suspension. It's like, oh, is this and the crazy thing is that
that's how women feel when the men don't bring the blue pill. They go,
what? Oh,
the blue pill.
I see.
What happened? Don't got my edge. My bad, man. It's one and done tonight. One and done.
It's one of those. It's like, why your performance is so different. So different. Like, you know what? Piss in this. Let me see what the hell you're on. But it's funny because after Ryan tested, his very next fight, only one at that time, was against Rolly, and we immediately thought that's what it was. Here we have more material to deal with. Several fights after that none of them were fucking KOs. I was going the direction of, maybe he shouldn't be at 147 because he's depleted himself too much, and that's what it looked like against somebody like Regis. But it makes a lot. Your reasoning makes a lot more sense. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, those eggs must have really been something. Did you see where he was blaming it on eggs? Did that come up in the AI thing? I don't want to name. Remember there was. It does.
It does right here. It says the defense. While Benn's team argued contamination, the World Boxing Council, or WBC, initially cited highly elevated consumption of eggs as a possible explanation for the adverse findings.
See, when my job hears this, they're like, Andrew does remember shit. It's just what he wants to remember.
Yeah.
Sometimes
and it's very sporadic. Very sporadic. At times he's as sharp as a thumbtack, and sometimes it takes him a minute to remember people's names.
Like, what'd you do yesterday? Hold on, I'll get back to you. Let me look on my dispatch.
Right. It's like, what was De La Hoya Trinidad one? September 13th, 1999. No.
Yeah, I can say what Lampley. You can recite Lampley's call.
Right. I remember fucking Larry Merchant for crying out loud. But I'm with you there because that does happen every so often with me.
Yes, sir.
But man, that makes a lot more sense. I don't think 147 is still. I think that's still a bad idea. But wow. Well, you know what? He did drop Chris Eubank though. I mean,
yes,
that's something.
Yeah, he dropped him. Chris might have been weight depleted himself that night, though.
Yeah.
But we just need to see Conor. Look, Conor's a $16 million fighter. Well, he was. Rumors are he's a free agent today. So the date wasn't that great. Or maybe they sign tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe Zuffa's one of those they call back in 3 days. You know what I mean? They're gonna play him a little.
Those are the rules. So when Conor Benn goes to bed at night, he's like, "Fuck, they haven't called me back. Like, did he not like me? Did in bed thinking about like, did I say something wrong? Did I smell bad? Was it the blonde hair? Like, yeah, it's one of those. And then he gets the call back. He's like, yes. He gets a text like, "Hey, you up? Yeah, I'm up."
Yep. Yeah. So it might be a free agent, but where I was gonna go with that is he's a $16 million kid now, fighter, man. You got to put him in with one of the other big heads, right? If you're going to stay at 54, then we're looking for a title at 154. It sounds like he's going to 147. It sounds like it's going to be Garcia. So let's do it. What I seen last night, he's not going to fare well going up against the Americans. The Americans are better boxers. They seem to be in better shape physically than Conor Benn does. The fact that Conor Benn hasn't had a knockout in 5 years, 4 years now?
4 years, yep.
4 years. That's got to be alarming to some, right? That's got to be also, I think you noticed all the Americans responded with, "Get us that fight," right? Shakur was like, "I'll be mad at myself if he goes 12 rounds with me." Ryan was like, "Sign me up tomorrow." Like it looks like they're all on board because we've seen a very average boxing match. Regis just isn't the same Regis that he used to be, and seriously, he was probably never an A-level guy. I'm not knocking him. His best fight against Josh Taylor is some will have Taylor up in the air as far as being a lister or on that level, all-time great. Probably will never get there. Regis will probably never get there. So it just wasn't a good performance. The power's not there. The boxing's a little sloppy. It was a different style, and maybe they're changing the style because they have to go with what works. And if you're standing in fire and you can't deliver the same shots you're receiving, might have to go another game route, right? So it's he's too far in now to go back. So they just got to pick an opponent and see if this new Conor Benn works. But definitely pulling back as far as him being one of the rising stars. I got to figure out who Conor Benn is because did not look like how he looked on the scale. I thought he was going to be way bigger than Prograis. I was wrong on that. They look the same size, and just his muscle mass was not there.
And Prograis did say that too. He's like, if people are thinking he's that much bigger just because coming down from middleweight, but it's like when we were next to each other, we're the same fucking size.
Yeah.
Like, oh damn, they really are. It's kind of crazy.
And on fight night, they were. That's where I was expecting the blow up. You know what I mean? The 14 or more pounds that he was going to put on and start looking like a middleweight again. Not at all. Not at all. So he's in too deep. He's going to pick one of these guys. It looks like Ryan might be there. And look, this might be the reason why he's walking from Zuffa. Seriously, he said he wanted a title. Zuffa right now, they're not in the sanctioning body's future plans, right? I don't think Suleiman's ready to work with Zuffa. I'm not speaking for him. I'm speaking on the outside looking in. It just looks like their body language, they don't want to be in the same room right now, right? What I'm seeing from both of these guys. And you can say a lot of that for Dana White too. That, that was a few weeks ago now, but that last Opatai fight, he criticized the shit out of boxing all over again. He fucking talked down about the sanctioning bodies, right? Said he was going to sue them. Most of the time, Miguel, when you talk lawyers, that business will never do another business transaction with you, bro. Sometimes that can shut down a deal. If you say, "Oh, you know, I'm going to have my lawyer look at this," they'll say, "Hey, please exit. Go ahead and go. Have your lawyer call our lawyer." But the fact that you just brought that up, we're done. This is over. That could have happened to him for Mauricio when he said that. You know what I'm saying? So Conor Benn might be walking because he realized, and what a smart move by Conor to only sign this for one fight. Great game plan there. He got 16 million. He got double the money that he received for the fight of the year last year with Chris Eubank. He did it. He went out. It doesn't look like they're going to be a fit. They don't have the same future plans that he thought they had, and he's moving on. Even if he goes back to sign with Zuffa, I can guarantee you guys it's probably going to be because of money again. He's going to go to all these other guys. They're going to go, fuck, no, we're not paying you 16 million. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. And then, go ahead.
I don't know. I was going to say, so then how do you think they're going to make the fight with Ryan? Like, you think they're really going to be able to fork up more than those 15 or 16 million against somebody like Ryan? I mean, I know he can make on the other end, like on the, what is it called? Like, after the pay-per-view or after the tickets or whatever the shit, then at that point he gets more. But to have a guarantee like this, do you think they're going to be able to fork that up, or whomever, Oscar or whoever the fuck, to get him to fight Ryan?
If the numbers are on Netflix, I believe anything's possible, because I do believe Netflix is paying pay-per-view style. I think for every view they get, these promoters, these fighters are getting a percentage of that, of a dollar from that, representing whatever, you know, just like pay-per-view. There you go. There you go. I do think it has to be something like that, Miguel. And with that being said, a Ryan Garcia Conor Benn fight goes through the roof. Ryan goes through the roof anyways. You put him on fucking Netflix, dog, free on the Saturday night, and then you add to that Conor Benn side of the UK coming for him. I think the fight's very successful. If Oscar and whoever Conor Benn signs with, it might even be the Brown guy. Don't even get it twisted. That Turkey fucking starts putting money into this Brown. Was it Tim Brown? No, that's the Raider. That's the Raider wide receiver. I forgot who Tyson's guy was that ran this fight.
Yeah. He was in the ring for the main event. I forgot, but when I pull it up here, I'll find out. But yeah, that guy, I know.
He's a promoter now, right? So as long as he gets a bank account, a free one of those black cards from Turkey, fucking go and sign Conor Benn, and they put on the fight with Garcia on their own. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm just saying, everyone involved has to be a little bit nervous the way Turkey does business.
Spencer Brown.
There you go.
Gold Star Promotions.
Yeah. I just followed him. We followed him, bro. I got that one too. Yep.
All right.
Don't be surprised if Conor doesn't get signed by him this week because of Turkey. Turkey has his hands in every fucking cookie jar right now. He really does.
Yeah.
And that's where Netflix, they're really going to have to decide how much they want to do business with them and how much they want to stay on the outside and just purchase these things. If I'm Netflix, don't fuck up and get into a contract with this guy where he's sort of dictating now who you get to play ball with, right? Because if Conor Benn and De La Hoya work out a deal without Spencer Brown, Turkey, Zuffa, or any of their guys, well, Netflix better be very interested in that fight without Turkey. That might piss Turkey off, where he's calling, going, "Hey, motherfucks, I made that fight." If I'm Netflix, I'm going, "Hey, we never want to be promoters. We're trying to buy content to get views on our platform. So if you want to give us some fights, give us some fights. We heard you fuck with DAZN," and then hang up. Bam, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Go back.
Like, no, I heard you suck DAZN's dick. Is that true?
Oh my God.
It's like, even if but it was like 7 months ago. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Did you do it or not? No, fuck this.
I don't date people that date DAZN.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, I gotta be prejudiced here, or I don't know, whatever the racist term would be for the streaming services if they got beef with one another. Well, I wonder if they do that, like low key, like, oh, those are the Netflix sexuals or something. I don't know. I wonder what kind of name they call them if they're beefing with one another.
Yeah.
It made the connection that you made with Conor makes sense, but even still, he wasn't able to finish a injured, Regis, that. Was it that much? Was it that much of an effect? Whatever it is he was taking and is no longer taking, I guess. Because I mean, Regis afterwards, had to basically admit that he was injured. That looks bad. If I was Regis, I might as well have kept my mouth shut. But I guess Conor really can't control what Regis says. But that just made Conor even look worse. Now the fact
Yes.
that he wasn't able to finish somebody who was injured, who's past his prime at this point, and was, for lack of a better phrase, a sitting duck. He had no legs really there, and he wasn't able to get the job done. Man, that looks
Miguel,
bad
he
on him,
might
man.
have fought in a fighter that should have been in the hospital twice because of weight issues. Doesn't Conor Benn go to the hospital even after their second fight? Isn't that when he releases some picture from the bed and says, "I'm going to be out of the ring for a while," blah blah blah. You don't remember that when after the second fight, Conor checked into not Conor,
Oh no,
Chris Eubank.
Chris Eubank, yeah,
So he dealt with the fighter that was sick even on that one. And
yeah,
then in the first fight, Chris looked sick making weight and beats him.
yeah.
So
That's
Conor's having a few bad, look, it was a great fight because it made fight of the year. But when you look at the circumstances, you're like, well, wait a minute, bro. He goes to the hospital immediately after because he was like killing himself to make the weight. It had nothing to do with the fight. It was about
yeah,
making weight. And you couldn't do anything on that night. And then you have Regis come out and go, yeah, I'm hurt. And you know what? I'm retiring.
yeah.
Was he really motivated to go those 12 or 10? And that was another thing we missed. I didn't know it was a 10-round fight. That might have changed 10, because I don't know, Miguel, sometimes when you get through those 5, for some reason, next 5 on a 10-round fight seem to always happen, right? But on a 6-round fight, those extra 2 rounds are just way harder to get through. I don't know. It's something about boxing with the 10 and 12. But whatever the case, I think if Regis was pushed a little last Saturday or last night, he would have quit. And that's just my opinion. I think the guy's ready to walk away.
All right. So I'm going to pull up the screenshot because you brought it up here. Manager Keith Connolly confirms Conor Benn is no longer tied to Zuffa Boxing. Connolly says the one-fight deal is over, and they will meet with other parties, including TKO, about what could be next. Benn versus Garcia is a top option for the WBC welterweight title. All right. So this is what I kind of want to bring up. And by no stretch am I going to try to take credit for this because I've heard people already talk about it left and right. They talked about it specifically when he first signed with Zuffa, when Conor Benn first signed with Zuffa, when the news came out that it was a one-fight deal, and then the news came out of how much it was going to be. I wasn't a believer of it because usually Zuffa doesn't do one-fight deals like that. They just don't. It looks like they did it here. And this is where I'm getting at, where it wasn't my idea, but I have to bring the question up now because I didn't believe that it would be a one-fight deal. It looks like it's going to be. So now there's more credibility to this theory. In every industry, in every business, in every field, there's always, it has its own vocabulary sometimes, right? Whenever you put bets, you're like, oh, is it the money line? Is it the prop bets, right? And if somebody who's on the outside that doesn't know, they're like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know what these terms are, right? Everything, even in football, right? You do this, wide receiver, whatever terms. Give me a football term, Andrew, that only like football fans know, like run a certain play or something like that, or
Call any play, shit, basically.
Oh, you call a play, right?
Yeah.
Like for people who don't know, they're like, what the fuck does that mean? And you have to kind of explain to them what that is, right?
Right.
Well, there's something like that, of course, for the wacky world of professional wrestling. Whenever there is something that's going according to script, that's called what do they call it? A work. It's like, all right, that's as according to script. When it's not, they call it a shoot. It's like, oh shit, these guys are really throwing down. It's like, oh shit, they're shooting. That means that it's off script. They're not in character anymore. Things are going the way I'm supposed to. But when things are going according to it, even though you're seeing it, you're like, oh shit, those guys are really talking mad shit to one another. Like, no, it's a work. It's a work. It's part of the show. Is this a work, Andrew? Is this whole shit with Conor leaving Eddie, going to Zuffa, getting the fuck ton of money, possibly coming back? to Eddie during the press conference. I think leading up to the fight, Conor Benn straight up said, "Yo, I got plenty of love for Eddie." He says it like, "I got love for Eddie," and he's like, the door's open. Maybe we can work together. From what we heard, Eddie back then when Conor first signed was, I tried calling, talking to Conor, and he was like, no, he didn't answer. Do we really believe that? Is it? Are we being worked here? Is it all just been like, all right, and if so, why? Why all the drama? Why couldn't Eddie have just gone to Turkey and be like, yo, can you give my boy 50 million? Like, can we do that? Can we make a deal? Why go through all this extra work to create this extra fabricated drama to get to this point? Because when we hear this stuff, immediately people thought like, no, there's no fucking way. It's like, it's just Eddie and Conor like, yeah, go get your money, homie. I'll be here. But then we hear the shit about Eddie saying like, well, he didn't want to answer the call. I don't know what to believe, but are we being fucking is our leg being pulled here? Is this a work?
Well, one, we talked about that could be in play, right? That Eddie and Conor, we thought were friends. This is way before all the breakup in public. Why wouldn't you allow a friend to make $16 million for one fight?
Sure.
When you were only paying him $8 for the biggest fight of his life. He's literally making double that in his very next fight, and you can't stop it, and you can't generate that type of money for him. You would be a piece of shit to say no to him, right? You're changing a man's life, basically. He doesn't have that. Well, not even he doesn't have that power. He's just, Eddie Hearn just, to me, made a good decision. Like, that's just being a straight up dude. Like, no, bro, you go make that fucking money. And you know what? If things turn out for you, so be it. But if not, dude, yes, this is your home. This is where you made all your big fights. You seen we just won fight of the year with you. We sold out the stadium twice. Tottenham twice. 60,000 seat venue. They were doing fine, right? So, yeah, what was that old boxing movie? There's an old boxing movie. I can't believe I brought it up without remembering the name of the movie. And at the end, the promoter walks up and goes, "You never hustle a hustler." You don't remember that movie?
No. Is it like a black and white movie or what?
No. I'll remember it. Sorry, you guys, but yeah, at the very end, it's basically like a champ was in a setup fight, but they were trying to double cross the champ. They were gonna have him lose, right? But at the end, his promoter fucking like does this to his nose, and the guy it's John Ruiz too, I think, bro. John Ruiz is the fucking opponent, if I'm not mistaken. It's like him early getting a fight in getting a shot in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say he's the challenger. And yeah, the dude does this to his nose and he just falls down. And the guy that's trying to fix the fight, he's like, "Oh man, what the fuck?" And he goes, "You never hustle a hustler." Eddie Hearn could literally, Eddie Hearn, you're back, bro. Eddie,
you got cut off. You were telling me, you were like, yeah, John Ruiz, and then I didn't hear the rest.
Oh, well, they heard it, but I'll tell you again. Basically, John Ruiz just goes down. The promoter does this from the ringside, and then the guy falls, and his promoter's like, "What the fuck's going on? Why aren't you fighting?" And he goes, "Man, I worked with that guy back when he was a rookie. You never hustle a hustler." And that's the end of the movie. The old champ still wins. Eddie could have done that to Zuffa that night, right? Soon as they found out that he wasn't going to re-sign and the shit's over, hey, thanks for giving my boy money. Talk to you guys later. And I mean, and seriously, it's a lesson to be learned to Turkey too, right? Yeah, Eddie could have said, "Fuck that. Let him pay him the." But
why create everything else? Is my point, I guess. Like I can't believe what Eddie said about like me reaching out to him and then he wouldn't answer my call or he wouldn't, whatever the hell it was. It's like, why even go that route? Why not just be straight up, be like, yeah, like we know I'm gonna help him out, get as much money over there. Cool, by all means, go do it. And Zuffa thinks and if he does better with Zuffa, fantastic. But why create this fake ass storyline?
That's a part of the hustle. That's a part of the hustle. If you want to still do work with Turkey, right? You gotta make it seem like there was bad blood. You don't want to come out and go, "Hey, we fucked them." Then Turkey's like, all right, well, fuck Eddie Hearn and fuck Conor Benn. We'll never work with both of them again. But in this route, you don't know who to believe. I don't know what to believe, right? So we're all kind of just fucked, right? You give it. So if they were smart, they're definitely going to go, hey, and this can't be no buddy. I can't walk you over there holding your hand, bro. You need to leave here. We're going to act like we're mad. You go make your money, and then we'll talk it out. We'll hammer it out later, and then you'll come back to Matchroom. All if Zuffa doesn't work out. And what it sounded like was that Zuffa didn't work out. I mean, come on, ticket sales were shit. His fight is shit. He got hella backlash. No, I mean, you see how many people were talking about they wasted money. Oh, if this is the fight. Now they're getting shit because Prograis comes out and basically says he wanted to retire and he was injured. So now their first fight with their $16 million guy was with someone who, I don't like to say fixed fights, but damn, dude, when you come out and say, yeah, I was injured and, really, I'm going to retire after today anyways, that sort of seems like a fixed fight. You know what I'm saying? Like you weren't really there to win. You were there to collect a check. Did Dana and them know that? I don't know, but I do know the feds are looking after that other company that Dana's in with a bunch of fixed fights. So who the fuck knows? You know what I'm saying? Another one of who really knows. Point is, it was done. Turkey should have learned a lesson that, right? He's going to learn that. Look, you guys, I'm telling you right now, I've been saying it. I think they're getting cold feet with all this. Everybody wants fucking $20 million, right? Not everybody's Floyd. Not everybody's Manny. Conor definitely wasn't those guys. So why are we even trying? I was going to say, look at his knockouts. Like, that makes him not a stellar athlete, right? Or a boxer. I mean, you're not knocking anyone out anymore. This is boring shit. No one wants to see this shit. We're not paying top dollar for this. And your boxing level isn't fucking superb where it's like, oh my God, did you see his head movement? Did you see how he was just dodging punch? No, there was none of that. Cuts over both eyes. And I don't care headbutt or not. It's the look. Your hair was fucking red. That looked stupid. It was just like, bro, it was bad in many ways. He needs to get out of there. He needs a big fight. Maybe, Miguel, I don't know. Maybe him and his manager just work a deal with Oscar. I don't know if you want to double in. It's all about Netflix, right? They're the ones that are paying this at the end of this all. So I don't know who he signs with. But maybe Matchroom. Maybe, dude, that would be crazy if he went right back to Matchroom and they signed with Oscar and don't even have Turkey involved. That'd be.
I wouldn't be. That would be, but very possible.
Yeah,
like it's very possible. In fact, I might even go as far to say that that's likely. That's the more likely scenario, especially after hearing what Conor Benn saying. Like, yo, during the press conference, much love for the guy. The door's open. What the hell's that going to mean? Of course, he's already fucking calming the waters. If there was any, ruckus at all, well, there were any rough waters to begin with. Even if they were just manufacturing them and splashing them, but the water's calming down. Now it's gonna be like, all right, cool. Yeah, we patched it up. Yeah, we buried the hatchet. That was really fast. Shit, it's already back there.
And then the guys need to talk about, are they going to be able to work a deal out with Netflix without Turkey involved? Right now, I think Turkey's a safe blanket to all of this because he basically tells people what they're doing. So he'll tell DAZN, hey, I pay your guys' rent. You're not fucking having this fight. I'm sending this fight over there. DAZN goes, all right, he owns 16% and probably all of the whole boxing side. Then without him, they don't have that power, right? So can De La Hoya and Matchroom, who just signed with fucking DAZN, take a fight to Netflix without the blessing of Turkey or DAZN? I don't think so. I think contracts will then come in, right? And they're going to say, I don't know why everyone signed with DAZN. Miguel, if they listened to Mad fucking Boxing, they would have known Netflix was coming, dude. Netflix, everyone needs to appreciate what Jake Paul did for us, but we have a straight fucking powerhouse platform right now that wants our best fights. This is the biggest thing that's happened.
Only the best fights. They don't want a full calendar or anything like that.
That's all I care about. I don't care about the average fucking bar fighter who's now making 200 grand because of fun. Don't make me get all insulty, but you know
Some
what I'm
fucking
saying.
plumber who doesn't boxes part time.
Every week I gotta hear he's coming back from retirement. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
No, so that's
he
all we
almost
care.
called it quits. Okay.
He's 10-0. I'm like, what?
Yeah, yeah. His last fight was 3 years ago because he told his wife he'd retire.
So if they would have listened, they're all in. I don't know what they're gonna do because look at Garcia versus Benn on DAZN isn't as hot. I'm sorry.
No,
That
no.
DAZN is fucking bro. They need to start. Go ahead.
Did you hear? I mean, I thought I saw it somewhere, and either I dreamt it, but I even heard or read. I saw it online. Might have been Twitter. That PBC is on their way to DAZN too. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but at this point, they might be in the same boat as Top Rank. It's like, all right, well, we can't ask for too much anymore. It's like, all right, just at this point, give me 2 million, call it a fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, all right, well, cool, come join the family.
And the money's bigger. The money's bigger. If Al Heyman's smart, he wants Gervonta Davis over there with Netflix, talking about the rematch with Garcia, talking about the rematch with Pitbull, talking about the fight with Shakur, talking about the fight with Devin. You know what these fights would draw for them? Fuck your PBC pay-per-view bullshit. Your 60,000.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, they're so pay-per-view driven at this point. I don't think they. I mean, I wonder if Netflix has a slight idea of the kind of business Al Heyman runs, to be like, we ain't touching you, motherfucker, because we know the kind of shit that you do. But it would definitely make a lot more sense to go that direction. Get so many eyeballs on Tank versus whomever the fuck, Teofimo, or I don't know, anybody on Netflix, than pay-per-view, because ain't nobody gonna fork up that.
Benavidez versus Zuro does 15 million plus on Netflix, dog. Guaranteed. Guaranteed, bro. That's the kind of shit Netflix needs to see. They'd be like, what, these two? I don't even know who these Mexicans are. They wouldn't. Yeah. They wouldn't know who Zuro is. You know what I'm saying?
They're going to see Benavidez's name. Like, does he speak English? It's like, he was born in Arizona.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow. Okay.
It's like, oh, okay. I never. Giants. Like, they're different. All right. So, let me see here. I want to just look. All right. Pause. I was looking at some of my notes. Anything else we want to add to this fight before we go on to the next topic, which is sort of a thing, the Netflix presentation. But anything else you want to add to this before we go?
No, sir.
All right. So, we mentioned it briefly earlier. Mauro Ranallo, David Haye, Andre Ward on the mic. There are many other people, of course, involved, but those are the ones that we heard most often, specifically on the mic. Color commentators, boxing analysts, the guys who do the play-by-play. What kind of grade can we give them? Mauro, we're very familiar with him. Andre, I don't know. I mean, this is kind of like, we're seeing a lot of Andre. We see him on the Zuffa cards. We see him a lot here, right? And I don't know if there's any conflict at all, but he's making his money, so whatever. I don't remember. I've heard David Haye on the mic a few times, but not for a whole card. I remember just hearing him for like the main event fights in the UK specifically. Yeah. But I've never heard him for the whole card. It wasn't half bad. I'm familiar with Mauro because of his Pride days back when he did MMA stuff in like 06, 07. So I was familiar with them. Maybe before then, actually, 05. But anyway, what kind of grade do you think we can give? Number one, the Netflix show. The undercard was fun. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. It has a couple of entertaining fights. They were good, but specifically the commentating and whatnot, because we do harp a lot on DAZN and those guys. So what kind of grade do you think we'll give this combination of commentators?
I would fire Mauro. I mean, you know what, dude? I thought we were over the Mamma Mia and the fucking I'm gonna do rap lyrics like I'm hella hip. He's got some stupid ass shit he goes to, man. I was really upset when I heard his voice. I'm dead serious on this. I'm like, all of these fucking platforms have went upside down. You have your hand, you could pick anybody, and he made the top of the list. The fuck? It has to be Price, bro. It has to be
I
Price.
wonder if he was the only one kind of like available, because some of the other good ones, they might have like exclusive deals with like, oh no, you're only here with the zone, you're only here with so and so. He used to be with Showtime and PBC, and he
So
still is. And
yeah,
I want to say
of
he's gonna,
course.
and I'm almost positive he's gonna be the main guy for the Masuda and Benavides fight coming up in May. So I assume he's gonna be the main guy there, but. Maybe it's just he's the only, I guess, guy who can be the lead who was available.
You know, this weekend I seen a lot of boxing. We had your fight over in Vegas was on TV. We had the pro box fight was going on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of commentators out there. Go find someone is all I'm trying to say. Like, can we stop going to the same fucking bunch and especially that one? To me, Miguel, he doesn't bring a lot to the telecast. I don't like his play-by-play. I don't like the Mamma Mia when guys are getting knocked out or what all the other fucking sayings that he has. I can't come to the top of my head, but he's just annoying. He's not a
Oh yeah.
real.
Let me think of one. His head snapped back like a Pez dispenser. I remember
Yeah.
that one. I remember that one.
So it's yeah, that was everyone else is fine.
Yeah, David Hay was good. Yeah.
Yeah. And Andre's like he's the only one that kind of can break down a fight and give an like a prediction of what's going to happen as the fight's going on. I really like that when you can see when a fighter can not only tell you what's going on there, but how it's going to affect later on in the fight, and you see it play out that way. Those are guys that are true students of the game. I don't know if that's the right way to say that, but you know what I'm saying? Like Emmanuel Stewart was fucking awesome at that. Sugar Ray Leonard, another one. If you guys, George Foreman, he might not have said it correctly all the time, a little bit of me, but he was always on point. You know, at the end, he'd be like, I told you, I told you. And they would piss Merchant and Lampley off because I know they hated George, but a lot of the times, if you're really listening to him, his calls were on point, and he's only 6 minutes into the fight. Sugar Ray also too. A lot of the old fights on him. Like I said, I always go back to the same one, but you know, Roy Jones, Tarver. These guys were more. They always made excuses for their own downfalls in their career through the fights that they were commentating on. It just always seemed to go back to them somehow. I was like, oh God, here we go again. So that's why they didn't make it. But yeah, so I'm not mad with Ward. Hayes, I've been used to Hay for a while. You are right. They gave him a lot more mic time. That might have been because it was a UK thing. We might not see him if it's in America. So yeah, overall it was good. It was a good. I'm all in on the net. Oh, dude, the walkouts were awesome. Right? Could you really see Tyson doing anything but that kind of walkout? You know, when they were saying he might sign with Zuffa, and I guess Zuffa don't allow walkouts. Even though I watched the UFC last night, they had things, lights going and explosions. Why is Zuffa? Why are they labeled as like some company that doesn't like to? That are trying to take. You know how Oscar says they won't let the fighters be the fighters. You can't wear your own trunks. You can't get promotions. And the walkouts were not original. But in the UFC, the guys are coming out to the music being loud and the smoke and the fire and area. I seen all that happening over there. Strobe lights. Where's Zuffa? Where did that come from with Zuffa?
Well, Zuffa boxing in particular.
Yes.
I think it's because of how sterile everything looked like with the shorts and everything. Because even in the UFC, they can't wear their own shorts, but because of how far they've come from the first time that they signed the Reebok deal for the uniforms, where they have now the brand Venom, some of them get special treatment and they have like a unique version of those shorts. So they have a little bit of their personality on there, but they're still Venom shorts. So they don't have their own sponsors or anything like that. But the entrances, so when the Fertitas first purchased the UFC in 2001 or 2001, they really tried to be different when their entrances. They had a fucking ramp, they had pyro, they had hell lights. It looked very pro wrestling ish, and that was the direction they were trying to get, at least to get a lot of I mean, well, I assume it was to get a lot of young cats interested in it, and they got to the point where eventually they're like, shit, now it looks too much like wrestling, let's stop it. So then they completely did away with it, but they still have sometimes special entrances. Israel Adesanya had like the Jabberwockies or something, some similar group come out with them one time when he first won his middleweight title. So they allow that. They allow the personality. I don't think the fighters. I think, like, I get it. The shorts, they can't have anything there, but that doesn't mean the fighters can't be like wild. I don't think, at least. I mean, unless they were specifically told. I think they can come out to the songs that they want to come out to, right? The music. I don't think there's a problem there, but yeah, granted, they can't have their own. Stephen Fulton comes out with boots that look like fucking Timberlands. They can't do that shit. I don't think, at least. So I think that part is where Zuffa says, no, yo, we can't do that. The UFC gets a little more lenient because some of the champions have certain shorts. Again, they're still Venom brand. They're not their own brand, but that's my guess. And I've said it before. I'm assuming they're going to get to that point eventually where they're going to have some sort of Reebok deal or Nike or whomever the fuck do their shorts, Everlast, whomever, and then there's going to be a little bit more flavor to it. But right now they're just starting out. But I think that's primarily it. We're so used to seeing everybody's fringe and the colors and stuff like that. And when they come out, and for Zuffa, even like Valenzuela, it's different, plain old black or plain old white shorts, stuff like that, right? So I assume they'll get to the point where they're going to be a little more colorful.
It sets the tone of the fight, especially
Yeah,
for the main
it does.
event.
Yeah, it does. It kind of brings down the energy.
Yeah.
It just sees it and just like, this is kind of plain. This is like you just move into a house and there's like white walls. Like, start fucking putting up pictures, start putting up posters, whatever. That's kind of the way it feels, and I get it, but they'll get to the point. I suspect they'll get to the point where the fighters will be allowed to wear a little more colorful stuff. All right, so fire Mauro Ronaldo. Everybody else is cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that before we move on to the next actual topic, like a completely different topic?
Yes, I wanted to say real fast. It's weird that the manager came out and said that's it. His contract is done. I could have swore Zuffa was not involved in this one. This is what I keep trying to tell you guys. Somebody got cold feet in this whole thing, I think, on Zuffa's side. Maybe they started talking to like 4 or 5 fighters and they started doing the numbers and be like, you guys, are we really about to do 250 million in this motherfucker? Like, that's our game plan? We've never done numbers like this. And they're like, and then you got Tyson like, man, I don't even know if I'm gonna fight my next fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, dude. I didn't see Zuffa. Did you see Zuffa anything on Saturday's fight?
No, just Dana White
Right?
saying, "Hey, a Zuffa fighter, Conor Benn." Right, that clip. Other than that, I don't remember seeing their logo anywhere on.
Anywhere.
I'm looking at the fight right now. I'm not even sure if I see Riyadh season anywhere on the canvas. I mean, granted, it's not there's a ring. Okay, cool, like the ring dominoes. But yeah, Skybox or Skynet, whatever the fuck it is.
You would think if a company paid 16 million into the pot, they would want their name on the back of the banner. I think they did what you said, Miguel. They said, you know what? There goes that receipt. You go ahead and pay that. You go ahead and say we're not doing this shit anymore and we're moving on with our life. Right? Tyson, have a good life. We haven't heard any numbers on Berlanga or Hitchens, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
Thank God. All right. We haven't got the numbers back on them yet, so I don't know where, if these guys are on Turkey's side or Zuffa belt side. It just doesn't add up. It does not add up. And now the manager going, yeah, we're done. That was it. What a weak ass 16 million you guys dropped.
Yeah. And this is gonna take over everything. This shit.
Yeah. Yeah. The fighter come out. Yeah. Matter of fact, put on a contract, dude. No more. I was hurt and retiring the next fucking day. We're not doing that anymore. Jesus.
Yeah. None of that shit.
Remember Mike? Remember Mike? He just came out. He's like, I don't have it anymore. I don't even like boxing. I was like, oh fuck, Mike, shut up.
We're talking about Mikey Garcia?
No, Tyson. You don't remember when he wanted Danny Williams when he lost and he was like,
oh, the last one, yeah.
don't like this sport anymore. I don't like boxing. I don't want to do this. It was like, Mike, will you shut the fuck up? They just gave you 50 million, bro. What are we doing? Ay, ay, ay. So yeah, Conor pulled one of those, and I don't know if I'm a promoter. I think it's gonna be in my contract, Dave. If I'm no retiring 24 hours later, no saying you were injured. Keep all that shit to yourself. Nobody cares. Go in there and get your ass whooped and go home.
And make sure to say, I want to say thank you to Hal Heyman. Add that in there. Like, thank you, Zoo, for boxing, for everything you've done for me. Why not? All right. So next topic. 154-pound fight that was signed recently. Xander Zayas taking on Boots Ennis. This will be taking place in June. I believe it was the 23rd. I think the date. I forget the specific date. But anyway, they had their first official press conference, and I guess the blonde hair memo made it to Xander Zayas because he decided to come out looking like that, even though that's not how it looked like on the poster. But things got heated. It was pretty good. I started liking, and I was watching it, and my dad, came into my room, and he was like, "Oh shit, they're talking." I was like, "Yeah, they happened earlier today. This is like last week, right?" And my dad is convinced that Duran is going to mop the floor with Zayas. He's like, Zayas is just unproven. There's I just don't see it. Yeah, he's got 2 belts. That means something. But really, my dad's like, he's just way too green. And I'm hearing it. I'm hearing a lot of people like, yo, is like Top Rank kind of sacrificing this fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is really the direction they're going to go. And he's like, yeah, my Bob's totally on board. He's like, if there's no fucking end. Of course, during the press conference, Eddie Hearn wanted to throw in a couple of jabs. He's like, if he was my fighter, I would not let him fight somebody like Duran, right? Going that direction. They were really like pulling that one hard. But clearly it got under Zayas' skin, which may very well have been part of the plan. They were going back and forth. There was a lot of Zayas' part, you'll see type of thing, you'll see, and a little bit from Duran as well. But Andrew, were you entertained by the bickering, the back and forth, and who can we say won round 1 here?
Oh, you want to know who I want? You know what? You want to know who I thought won round 1, bro?
Please tell me.
Virgil motherfucking Ortiz.
Okay, all right. That was a curveball.
You
didn't explain why.
Boots. You don't remember how Boots started it off, bro?
Dude, no.
And you know what? I'm surprised Virgil and Mauritian haven't been all over this shit. But he literally goes to the microphone and goes, yeah, I just want to thank Virgil. Oh, Virgil.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Oh, bro, I did see that. Yes.
Dude, living in your head. Hey, Virgil's so fucking lucky that happened because at least that makes his little comment, right? Makes it look a little better.
Rent free in your mind.
Yeah, bro. You come out in the biggest fight of your life and say another girl's name. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you kidding? You know how bad of a first date this was?
Oh yeah. No, that would not have gone well on a first date. You're like, you know what? Go fucking talk to him. Go then. Call her.
Hey, Zayas should bring he should do the Chisora. Bring a Virgil mask on the next one. Here, you want me to be him so bad, bro? Here you go. Fuck. I was like, oh, that's a bad start, Boots. That's a bad start. Look, they both looked really green. There was a lot of it just wasn't good ticket selling, in my opinion. They weren't selling a whole bunch of tickets there. Especially like you said, with Zayas kept repeating that I will. They're like little boys. Like, can someone break this up already and move it the fuck on? I want to watch the fight. They're both green. I don't give anybody an edge. I really don't. The only reason why I gave Zayas the edge last week is because of Top Rank's just history of grabbing the right guys. Top Rank has a very good record of knowing who the fuck is going to be the face of boxing. And
well, I will say this. Todd DeBuff was there, and he agreed with Eddie Hearn and saying, yeah, I hear you, but we listen to our fighters.
Yeah.
That's what he said, right? And it has happened before. Real big baby, right? Miller goes in there against Martin Bacoli against Top Rank's wishes. Top Rank saying no, dude, and he's like, Turkey's offering me a fuck ton of money, I'm gonna do it. And he gets fucking his head on a swivel from those
Not a
uppercuts.
two-time
So
champ. Not a
right,
two.
right, right.
Yeah,
But
okay.
regardless, it's if he's at that point where like Zayas is saying I want it, and Top Rank is saying don't know, yo, it's like all right, fine, go find out, motherfucker. So it could be one of those
You
situations.
guys have way too much on Boots, though. You really do. Who did he beat? Strioni? What the fuck was that guy's name?
Oh, Stanionis.
It's coming like,
Well, it's not that he hasn't. I mean, he's been champions. He's still a champ. I mean, granted at welterweight, but he's got belts that means something, and now he's moving up. Maybe at 154 is a completely different story. But as far as maybe quality of opponents, maybe I thought maybe Jerome would have it there.
could have sworn his last two fights he ended with him saying, "Well, I got to do better." Eddie Hearn gets on the mic. He knows he's got to do better. It was like, what the fuck? Come on, bro. These are your showcases. This was a showcase that we will see. They're both very green. They looked it on the podium, especially with Boots saying Virgil's name. That was hella funny.
And you know what? Jerron is not a very good guy on the mic.
Yeah.
And not everybody is, but I've seen a couple of times where he's ringside, watching someone else's fight, and they interview him, and a lot of his answers are extremely short. I don't know, and maybe he wasn't. Maybe it's not his element. Not everybody is comfortable that way. So during the press conference, it was one of those weird situations where he when he's talking over Xander, right? And he's like, can I finish? Can I finish? Like, let me finish. No, fucker, keep going. Talk over that son of a bitch. That's the whole point of this. Sell that shit. You don't have to go that polite route. And there are just times where he gets interviewed and his answers are so short. It's like really not his wheelhouse. Like, I get it in the ring, but you're gonna have to develop that side on the outside of the ring, bro. Because it's sort of, in a funny, weird way, it's sort of what makes a pro wrestler. You have to be able to do it in the ring, and you have to be able to sell it on the mic too.
And I thought Zayas did a great job of selling it when he did that whole the youngest to ever do it legacy shit. That was pretty cool. I mean, Boots didn't have anything to respond to that, and everything he was spitting was straight facts. Youngest to sign with Top Rank, youngest champion for Top Rank, wanted to fight the hardest opponent out there. And he just kept saying because of legacy. And I mean, we were here not hours before that talking. I forgot who we were talking about. Maybe it was a PBC where we were saying none of those guys were fighting for legacy, right? They were all money whores. And now here we have a young man at 21? Is he 21, I believe, or is he? That's when he won a title. I think he's 23 now.
I think he's 23 now. You're right. Yeah, 23.
Here we got him using the word legacy like 4 or 5 times in a row to describe his career on what he's trying to achieve. That's a man with determination. He's not after money, right? This guy wants to be remembered. So Boots better be prepared. There's a reason why he was the youngest at everything he's been accomplishing. He's on a mission right now, and he's literally one fight away from being the face of a country, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. All right, so round 1 goes to Virgil. Virgil and Oscar, I guess.
I'm surprised they haven't went viral with that one, dude. He literally said Virgil. Oh no.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, did that just happen to him? Like, bro, that's the first word out of your mouth with someone else's name.
I can imagine him trying to cover up for it. It's like, oh yeah, y'all look the same. Y'all motherfuckers look the same. Shit. Like, don't make it any worse. Shit. All right. So I mean, I was at Jane. There was a couple of cringe moments in there, right? And they were face to face. Things got a little bit heated, right? Wasn't he putting his hands on the belts?
Yep.
That shit was pretty fun. That was a little more. That one felt a little bit better, right? They weren't on the mic. They weren't trying to. They were just like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. So I was entertained. There were a couple of cringe moments. I'm not gonna say they weren't, but yeah, I'm still not on board with the blonde hair, Xander. So if you can, please, I hope you get rid of that shit. You have 3 months to let all the blonde grow out, shave that shit off, and enough of that. You can go to Cornwall.
What was up with that heritage thing? Did you hear him say that? When Boots kind of clowned him on the blonde hair, and he's like, "Oh, something is the country's doing." I didn't. Have you seen that? Is that Bad Bunny? Well, Was that at a Bad Bunny Super Bowl party that you seen all these Puerto Ricans with colored hair, bro? Might be the crowd you're hanging around with, bro. I don't know. I haven't seen too much of that on TV though.
No. And I certainly wouldn't want Bad Bunny to be the representative of my fucking, the spokesperson. Be like, all right, yeah, that guy's got blonde hair, so
He
I'm gonna go
wears
follow that.
dresses too, bro. You can wear a wedding dress to your next
Yeah, right. You're gonna wear a dress to the ring like Maramel Pias in this bitch. You're gonna go
Oh,
that direction.
was it Berlanga or Hitchens that was wearing looked like a dress while they
Oh,
signed
it
for
was
FIFA?
Hitchens.
Yeah,
He
bro.
was.
What
I for a quick second I thought he just had like a sweater or something. Sometimes you hang a sweater around your waist, right? You don't want to carry it around. But it was like the front. So I was like, what the hell is that? A kilt? What the
the
fuck is that, yo?
purses and dresses and perms.
Yeah. What's this? Jamal
You
Charlo
guys.
shit. Don't go Jamal Charlo slash Devin Haney shit.
Yeah, Devin Haney, another one. Yeah, weird times right now with the wardrobe of some of these younger kids, younger people.
Yes, younger individuals. All right. So next topic has to do with DAZN, which is where Xander Zayas and Boots Ennis are going to be fighting. Partnership with TNT Sports. Okay, that one's a new one. Let me go ahead and read this here real quick. DAZN and TNT Sports announce groundbreaking monthly series. The global home of boxing and TNT Sports made a groundbreaking announcement on Thursday. This was last Thursday, as the partnership will feature monthly major boxing events branded "quote unquote" the fight, beginning on July 4th on all DAZN platforms and TNT Sports. Fights which feature boxers from Top Rank, Matchroom Boxing, Golden Boy Promotions, and Queensberry Promotions, amongst others, along with broadcast schedules, will be announced at a later date. All right, so according to this here, under the collaboration, select fights, all right, select fights, so not the whole calendar, but select fights, fight nights will be presented across TNT Sports US networks and streamed globally on DAZN, bringing marquee matchups and championship bouts to broad national audiences. The partnership reflects DAZN's longstanding open door approach to distribution and sharing vision with TNT Sports to bring championship boxing to a broader audience in the US. There's a lot more to this, but anyway, my point is they're going that direction. Now, it could be a game changer. Andrew, I have the what is it, Dish Network, like the Dish Latino package. We don't have TNT as part of our package. TNT Sports, that's just a NBA on TNT, or is it a streaming service? Is it a streaming app? Because they don't say TNT, they just say TNT Sports specifically. What's the difference?
Miguel, when I looked it up, I don't know if you just read this too. Sorry.
That's
But in the U.S., it says it's primary access via cable subscription, streaming services like DirecTV, Sling TV, Hulu Plus, Live TV, and the one that brought a tear to my eye, the Max app that was formerly known as HBO Max. So are they back in? Are we back on HBO? Like, what's going on there?
Not yet. Too soon, I would say. Too soon to speculate. But
the one even the one in the UK says that it's delivered on the HBO Max one. So I was like, what the fuck? Did HBO like reconsider? Do they own? Is this an umbrella?
I guess so. I mean, I didn't know they were part of the same umbrella, the same parent company. But that one's.
And dude, they got everyone.
Yeah.
If we're back on HBO, they got Top Rank, they got Matchroom, they got Queensberry,
HBO Max, which is
yeah, exactly. And I know, I'm just talking. I'm thinking of the past. I don't even know who HBO Max is today. If they have the same power that HBO once had back in the day, but it was just like, did HBO come home? Did they tell the guys to come back? That's what it felt like when I seen HBO as a part of this umbrella that services TNT Sports. That's all I know for TNT right now. It talks about them doing all of the other sports still. The NBA is still on there. NHL is going to be on there. So yeah, dude. it looks like a very promising thing for DAZN. If I just don't know how that $400 subscription fee costs, how that plays in now. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are they going to give fights for free when you're making fans pay on another platform a pretty hefty price? Now, granted, I know TNT will get no pay-per-views, right? But is that really now, is that all DAZN is turned into? Is you're paying basically $500 for 12 pay-per-views that year?
That's certainly what it looks like.
Right. Because a lot of these smaller fights, if they go to Max and Hulu and
Already
TNT,
going there. Fuck TNT. You're just going straight to Max. You're like, if they're going on, HBO boxing, that's right. I mean,
on
TNT,
HBO.
yeah. It's like, yeah, World Championship Boxing, or I mean, TNT Sports. I pulled it up real quick just to ask AI. It says TNT is a general entertainment cable channel showing movies, drama, sports, while TNT Sports is a specialized rebranded sports division of Warner Brothers, Warner Brother Discovery, that produces and broadcasts live sports content across TNT TV. Oh shit, that's what you just read. So TNT Sports is a specialized division of it, and amongst TNT Sports, they can put fights on TNT, TBS, True Max, and or True TV and Max. So I guess, all right, that kind of sort of answers my
Big
question.
reach, right?
Yeah.
Seems like a big reach, dude. There's a lot of people that have those platforms that don't have them all. But if you can go, if you don't have that, you got Hulu. Yeah, I got Hulu. All right, it's on Hulu tonight. You got.
Let me add one kind of unique one here. Back in the day, and I'm sorry that I have to keep going back to pro wrestling because that's what I know the most of. But back in the day, right? Ted Turner was the owner of the WCW. He was a media conglomerate. He was a media mogul. I meant to say, who owned TBS, TNT, the Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Braves. That's why Turner Field was called Turner Field. When he had CNN first and foremost, I think that's what made him CNN, 24-hour news. When he got wrestling, and he had wrestling on his channels before, but when he purchased it, specifically WCW, a lot of the distribution of it, a lot of the deals that he made were like, yo, I gotta have my channels on free shit. You gotta have my wrestling on free shit. And a lot of hotels have free HBO, right? And they have free TBS and free TNT. So literally, you don't have to bring your streaming app or your Fire Stick to plug in to watch DAZN. If they're airing a fight that you can watch on TNT, TBS, chances are the majority of hotels might already have that. Like, that's just kind of a besides the home thing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's one of the things that Ted Turner hella did was make sure that we can watch fucking WCW Monday Nitro if you're traveling and you stay at a hotel and you got TBS in your hotel room, the way you used to have HBO, because you used to do that with HBO Max, right? Or HBO, anyway. But I just figured I'd throw that in there. But yeah, it's like the wide range of distribution is a big fucking deal.
Yeah, and it's time. It's about time DAZN made some kind of noise like this, because seriously, they were silently getting put to the back seat by Turkey, in my opinion. Like, I didn't know how all this is going to work out, but that seems like they might be in a platform now. I don't know what TNT Sports, what their overall viewership is. What they actually their subscription is. But hell, is Hulu buying off of them? Right? Is Hulu already made a contract? Like, we'll give you this many millions, and all these other platforms are already knowing they're going to get NHL, knowing they're going to get NBA, and now knowing they're going to get 4 of the top boxing promoters in the world. Really, this isn't just the country. This is the world. It could be a great thing for DAZN. I don't know how DAZN's fucking subscription thing is going to go, though. I'm not. Man, it's really hard. It's really hard because a lot of the big, like you just said, Miguel, a few minutes ago, well, Netflix only wants the biggest ones. Yeah, that's a real problem for DAZN. They don't have the cash flow to match those guys, right? So they need to hope that whatever contract they signed with Turkey, because Turkey's the middleman in all of this. I think he's making this whole thing go round. Did it say in the contract, I give you fights, or does it say these are the fights that we must get, right? Because if it's not worded right, they could take all of their jewels over to that big boy and send all the little fish to DAZN, and that's great for Hulu, great for TNT, because we get to watch it all for free, and there's still Golden Boy. It's still all the up-and-comers, basically. Emiliano Vargas and all these guys will be fighting. Carrington will be fighting on TNT Sports. But where does that leave the subscribers for DAZN?
Well, I guess that if you don't have, I mean, because if this is the way it is now, there's streaming services all over, right? So cable, I assume, is taking a hit, right? Because there aren't people buying cable packages the way they used to. My folks are old school because they don't like to fuck around with streaming services. So that's the reason, frankly, why we have Dish Network. But for those who are down that route, who don't want to delve into the streaming service avenue, this is for them essentially. So I'm not sure if that puts the paying subscribers anywhere else. If they can, if it costs $11 or whatever it is to add TNT to your package, your cable package or satellite dish provider package, and you can pay that same amount or a little bit more maybe to have the DAZN app. If you're a boxing fan, of course, then you'd go that direction. But I have to assume this is for a slightly different demographic. It's for people who don't want to fuck around with the apps. I mean, yes, there is HBO Max here, but the other ones, TNT, TBS, those are just like regular fucking folks, that want to watch it. So I have to assume that kind of caters to them specifically and not the younger crowd that's more into streaming services and apps and whatnot.
So I just looked up Hulu's subscribers in the U.S., 55 million.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's not bad, bro. That's not a bad number. So now let's do TNT Sports. Wow. TNT Sports in the U.S., operated by Warner Brothers Discovery, reaches 71 million households. Come on, Miguel. Come back to me. There you go. Come on. He's blinking. His eyes are raising. I'm hearing voice. You're back. Did you get that last number?
77.
Yeah, 50 million subscribers to Hulu, 71 million to this TNT Sports.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Oh, shit.
All right.
I don't know. Your fucking thing needs a reload. It'll come back.
Oh, is that getting?
Yeah. Hey, check this out, you guys. Watch this. Reaches over 71 million households via cable satellite and is integrated into Max. Into Max, which has 110.5 million subscribers, bro. DAZN's in the game. DAZN's back in the game. I don't know what it means for their subscribers, but they're all happy right now. They're about to get some. I don't even know how all this shit works, Miguel. I really don't. It's DAZN who reached a deal with TNT, correct? Fucking camera. It's Miguel's camera, you guys. He froze on us. He'll be back. But that's huge. These are huge numbers that we're talking about. Yes, is it the 300 and something that Netflix controls? No. But these are great numbers if we're talking about the platform that I think that these promoters are getting on with these guys. Is it's a pay-per-view platform, right? You're talking almost 80 million homes if you combine those two. And then you have 55 million for Hulu. 55 million, 110, 160 million homes right there. Everybody's in a good place right now. The whole sport is. It really is. This is a great thing for DAZN. Netflix is a great thing for boxing. Yeah, we will see. Hopefully Miguel gets back here soon. I think he's going to drop out and probably call back in. We can hear him breathing
I'm
Oh, there you
exhaling
are.
because of my frustration. I'm like connecting between my fucking mobile hotspot and my actual. It's hella windy over here, by the way. So much so that it's coming up on my phone that it's like wind advisory. So if I keep cutting in and out, thank you, Andrew, for picking up the slack while my
Yes, sir.
internet disconnects here. All right. Did we say everything we needed to say about? I
Great
got
numbers. Great
yes, yes.
numbers, bro.
They're in the game. It's
Yeah.
not dead zone anymore.
Right. Right. Everybody that has just signed with them got to have a little sigh of relief, right?
Mhm.
It's like, okay, at least they didn't forget about us. They didn't forget about us. So,
All right. Cool. Anything else you want to add to that before we move on to the next one?
no, sir.
All right. So, um, it seems as though this is from what I've read, that talks are underway between Shakur Stevenson and IBF lightweight champion Raymond Muratalla. It seems as though Stevenson has plans to go back down to 135. He did say it when he moved up to 140 to take on Teofimo Lopez. He said, if I can't get another big fight, if at this weight or even a higher weight, probably talking about something like Ryan or something, then he's gonna move back down to 135, and it seems like that's the direction he's gonna go. If you guys remember, the WBC stripped Shakur of his championship, so this will not be a unification bout. He no longer has the WBC lightweight title, so it seems as though when he moves back down, he's like, you know what, fuck you guys, I'm not fighting for your belt, but there are 3 other belts out there still, right? And which one has a very solid champion? The IBF in Raymond Muratalla. All right, Andrew, after Stevenson moving up to 140, looking the way he looked physically, is it a good idea for him to move back down to 135 again? Should he have stayed there or even gone higher? Fuck it. But going back down to 135 seems like a risk, no?
Well, yes, it seems like a risk. We need to see who Top Rank had for him at 140, though. This is more evidence about Rihad maybe not wanting to spend money on everyone right now. Isn't it weird that the first name he's attached to, since we've been talking about how it seems like Rihad has put the brakes on funding of these fights, is Muratalla, a stablemate? We had just talked about Garcia. He was in all these ramblings with all these other high-level fighters. Everything drops out over there in the Middle East. They're in a little bit of issues right now. And all of a sudden, he's going to fight Barbosa, or who was the other one? It was like 2 Golden Boy guys. Fuck, who was he? It was Barbosa and someone else that they had Garcia linked to, and I was like, that's kind of fishy. All of a sudden, Barbosa.
Alexis
there
Rocha.
you go.
Yeah.
There you go. But you see what I'm saying? It's almost like, dude, it's almost like they were like, hey, you know what? We're just going to hold off. And so all these guys had to call back their old bosses. Top Rank's like, yeah, I got this Muratalla guy for you. Right? Got Top Rank down, though. I don't know, Miguel. It's a weird fight. It seems like a fight that
he's like, I got Muratalla or fucking Jack Catterall or something, you know. So
exactly.
some other name there.
Yes, definitely, bro. Fucking Josh Taylor's coming back.
Right, one of those.
It just seems like it's another evidence that maybe the funding is slowing down just a little. They're figuring their shit out, but that's the only reason why this fight was made. It's like all Top Rank had to give them. No one else gives a shit about this fight.
I need to see that, but I mean, it's not a money fight by any stretch. But
a money fight. That's all I mean. That's all I mean,
yeah.
bro. It just seems like a fight that's premature. Even though I want to say Muratalla is a guy I have complained that they're not moving fast enough, so it's probably not premature for him, but definitely for Stevenson to go back down. It seems like
it is kind of a step back. It is.
Yes.
Damn. But yeah, talks are from the rumors are that they're barely talking. So who the hell knows how far negotiations are going to go? But it definitely seems as though this is an easy fight to make, and they're going to make it for at least for Muratalla's end. I'm sure he's going to be like, yes, I'm down with whatever
Of
fucking,
course.
you want this belt, you better fucking fork up the cash. We can make the ring as big as you want, as small as you want, whatever gloves you fucking want, let's do it. For Stevenson, I guess he's a shot caller here, right? So he can call the shots and make sure that he gets everything that he can, to his advantage. Speaking of Shakur, just a slight side note. I remember you were talking about this earlier when we were talking about Fury and AJ, about sometimes the negotiations that happen in the ring, right? I thought about Stevenson at that moment when he was talking to Conor. I think it was. He was like, "Hey, but no rehydration clause or whatever the fuck," right? Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
That just came to mind when I was talking. I was like, "Oh shit, I was going to bring that up," but
Very good. Yeah, that's true though.
But yeah. So anyway, wanted to throw that in there because I saw it sneak in my feed, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck, Muratalla? Like, I'll be down. Yeah, put that motherfucker on DAZN. I'm down to see these guys on DAZN." All right, last topic, because this was kind of a man. This is a funny one. I'm sorry, I can't help but laugh. Floyd, once again, in more financial. Well, I mean, I'm sure these troubles have been going on. It's just that we're just not hearing about them. Number one, right? IRS seeks $7.3 million from Floyd Mayweather. Let me read this real quick. IRS has filed a $7.3 million lien against the famed boxer and entrepreneur for unpaid taxes in 2018 and 2023. I believe you briefly mentioned that. But now there's word that one Manny Pacquiao has purchased some gyms. Is it some gyms? Is it a gym? I don't know. But Andrew, it seems like every time we turn around, we hear something new about these financial troubles that Floyd Mayweather is experiencing. Let me go ahead and pull up this quick post that I saw online here. Manny Pacquiao acquires Mayweather's former gym in Hollywood, rebranding it as Pacquiao Prime Boxing. All right. So in Hollywood is where this particular gym is. Let me see if there's anything else to add to this. There's a couple of videos here that I'm going to try to see if I can pause it right on the money. That it talks about further, further detail. Let me see if I can pull it up here. But anyway, it's crazy. Oh, here we go. Let me see here. Manny Pacquiao takes over Floyd Mayweather's gym amid rematch tension between the two boxing rivals. All right. Yeah, modern day slavery. Employees at Floyd Mayweather's gym stage protests over unpaid wages. This is some time ago, so it isn't like it's anything new. But anyway, yeah, it's bad enough that the IRS are now, on Mayweather's ass, figuratively and I'm sure literally. But now, what a twist of the knife to have your rival, who was supposed to be, who was, the rival for the longest time, even though they only fought once, to come in and take over your gyms like that. I can imagine. I'm trying to picture them like bringing down the Mayweather boxing gym sign and then like bringing up on a big crane the fucking Floyd Mayweather or the Manny Pacquiao's Prime Boxing Gym or whatever. Yeah, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, definitely the mighty has fallen in Floyd's case. The $7.3 million lien is also bad because it's my understanding that he can't sell nothing now. Anything sold goes straight to this before it goes to him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Any property sold, anything that's on paper that the IRS can say, "Oh, you got some money? Bam, give it to me. Fuck out of here. Go back." So he's 7.3 million in debt. Pacquiao buys his gym. Pacquiao was supposed to be, Mayweather's fans for the longest time, you guys called him his dad, right? They always had the pictures of Floyd holding all these babies, Conor and Pacquiao and Canelo. Canelo's in school, learning English, learning how to be a businessman, even though I know he's rich as hell. It's a good thing, right? Yeah. He's showing that he's elevating himself, right? Mm-hmm. You've got Conor McGregor. I'm good. Thank you, Ben. You've got Conor McGregor, I believe, sold his liquor. Was it vodka, Miguel, that he had? Or whiskey?
Whiskey. Proper 12 Irish whiskey.
I want to say I read somewhere where he sold that for like upwards of 600 million, his stake in the company, and that's where Conor has really been able to live this lavish life and not really be affected. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's spending the 100 million that he made with Floyd. He's spending the 100," and really it was a lie. Conor's doing really good with another investment in his life, right?
Let me read this real quick because I see it. In April 2021, Conor McGregor and his partners sold their majority stake in Proper Number 12 Irish whiskey to Proximo Spirits, a deal worth up to $600 million.
I'm good. I'm on fire now, bro.
You're firing at all cylinders. It was a coffee. Fuck V8. Nobody needs V8 vegetable juice. It was a fucking coffee.
I like it when they. All right, I've told you that's what I remember. So, hey, these guys are all. They're still making good decisions in life, Floyd. You are not their daddy. They're going to be holding you soon. You know what I mean? Like Conor's going to be like, "Hey, you want a rematch? I'll help keep some lights on for you. Come on." And you know, I'm going to say.
I gotta throw. I don't want to interrupt you because I know you're gonna forget. But you ever see those funny memes where like the guy is like behind his girlfriend hugging her from the back, and it's like because she's paying for something for him, right? Like like there's gonna be one of like Floyd like holding Canelo or something, and Canelo's like, "I'll pay your lien. It's okay, no problem."
And then he's like leaning on their shoulders, looking over. Yeah, looking over on the cash. Yeah, no, totally.
You're like, "Bring me my purse." One of those kind of things.
No, you know, I watched it not too long ago. It was on a reel or something. The press conference that Floyd and Conor had, and Conor really did a great job of owning Floyd that day. Remember when he grabs his bag? He's like, "There's no fucking money in here. Where's the fuck? This is all there is." He's like, told him he couldn't read. Fucking rubbed his head like. Bro, he really. I know Floyd got him back in the ring, but he really dominated him. Let's just say outside the ring. Floyd is very vulnerable, right? He's not quick thinking. He doesn't make great decisions financially.
No. The only place he has the advantage is in the ring.
In the ring.
He had it in the money, not anymore.
Not anymore. And he might never have had it. Miguel, he might have been spending those checks faster than he was getting them. And then with, not Al Heyman, Steven Espinoza and Showtime ripping him off. Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. Don't drag Al's name through the fucking. How dare you? Don't you dare throw his name in the gutter like that.
So Floyd might have been spending the money faster than he was even putting it in the bank. We really don't know what his true bank account looked like. You know what I mean? Or it was just a bunch of it's all you own all of this, so this is what you're worth, and then he just go run around and go, "This is what I'm worth. This is what I'm worth." We will see. It's looking desperate. Look, there's also a rumor out there that Floyd borrowed some money from some lender on the Netflix deal. He literally took the deal and said, "I'm involved in this. Give me some cash flow." So they got Floyd tied to the government for $7.3 million. They got Floyd tied to Netflix for $70 million. And now there could be another individual that gave him money for a Netflix deal that is not so far been solidified as happening. He's way in over his head. This is one of the worst falls we've seen from Grace as far as an athlete on where this thing looks, because we haven't gotten to the government just going, "All right, we're seizing properties," and maybe we have, and it hasn't hit the media yet.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because everything that we're hearing here, it's like, oh shit, this is thing that has been happening. We just haven't found out about it until recently.
Yeah, but soon when that moment hits, when they start auctioning his shit. Now we did see auctioning of his gym equipment. I don't know if you remember. Yeah, okay.
Yes, I do.
Remember that? Yeah. All right. So we've seen that auction happening, but we're talking about the cars. We're talking about the Rocky scene, right? They're outside of Las Vegas taking his shit out of his house, dude. The box of watches just gone. All of them, Floyd. Oh, what did you have? 2 briefcases? Yeah, you know, watch. You spent $18 million on that one. And you know what's funny is that someone will come after Floyd and do the shit all over again. Like Floyd had Tyson to look after, right? Who did Tyson have to look? I know Joe Louis, but who's in between Joe Louis? Because Joe Louis fell from grace too. Remember, Ali was helping out Joe Louis a lot.
Duran.
Duran, yeah, they've all had someone to learn off of. Yet here
Yeah.
we keep finding ourselves in the same fucking position. Devin Haney, I'm sorry, you seem like another kid who's getting way too fascinated with stupid ass watches and Berlanga with their stupid ass chains, even though they're probably fake. You ain't as rich as everyone else. We already heard 60,000 for
Yeah.
a $2 million watch, $2 million necklace. We already heard about it, but it's jewelry like that, like. Who the fuck's gonna buy that? What is it? Berlanga has like a number one. What was he wearing this weekend? Did you see him this weekend? He had like a big ass number one.
Oh, that
Dude's
medallion.
number one in nothing. Not in the division. Not in the ranking. Not in a fight. He's not even the number one ranked fighter in any sanctioning body. What the fuck are you number one in?
Maybe he's number one, like at the front of the line, like Zuffa. Like, I'll open the door, guys. I'll open the door. I'll be the first one in here.
Oh, then yeah. It's just Floyd. Floyd seriously needs to talk to someone. He needs guidance right now because this is getting real bad. I've been telling you guys as a joke. Soon this is not going to be a joke. That the contract on the fucking table is going to be $7.3 million. That's what it's going to be. And Floyd isn't going to be able to do anything about it, Miguel, but sign the fucking contract because it's going to be all the money that he has left. They don't stop. They don't stop. It just keeps getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if I'm Turkey, if I'm Netflix, get it while it's cheap.
And it's probably going to get worse because his pride and ego is not going to allow the public to know. He's going to have to try to keep the front going, still have the jewelry, still have the cars, still have the watches, just so people don't find out. I get it. No, but you don't want people in your fucking financials. But when it's this big fall from grace, it's how much? $1 billion fucking dollars, and you fucking own these people. You're here at this point getting rich.
50.
Oh man. So yeah, I think it's gonna get worse. I don't think it's gonna. I don't even think he knows there's a way to stop this. I think it's just gonna, and then again, on top of that, he's gonna try to keep everything under wraps and make sure people don't find out about it. So he's gonna have to continue to front and still show the big wads of cash as if everything is just a fucking lie or something.
He sold the plane. I know that's gone. I heard that the plane is gone. You don't see him at any basketball games anymore. When's the last time Floyd's been at a fight? Like they're not even giving him credentials. Floyd can't get the same seat that Tommy Hearns and Duran and Mike Tyson. You know, they always have the old timers walking. Yeah. Better days. I mean, he's not as of recent been out there. You know, he's in hospice, right? Is he in? Is that what it is? No. Guardianship. Tommy Hearns is in guardianship.
Oh now. Wow! No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
so it's like somebody's looking after him.
Yeah, it's his own family, and they got caught robbing him already. Yeah, they were fucking like signing his name on shit, doing the Biden auto pen shit. Yeah, so, and they told him in an interview, some guy fucking pulls his son's card during the interview. He was like, Tommy, did you know that they took your house? Your house is gone. Yeah, it's fucked up, bro. His son's like, I don't want to talk about that right now. This thing you probably did.
Like, I told you to bring everything to me before we talked on this fucking interview. Let me know what questions you're gonna ask. You know,
but like Floyd can't even get that seat. Like, you would think someone would just want him in the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, Turkey don't want Floyd sitting next to him just to fucking say, look at it, I got this guy TBE sitting next to me. I don't know. It just seems like Floyd would be.
You want to hear something funny? Just a slight off note. I went to this fight to the Cosmopolitan today or yesterday, and the weigh-ins and stuff. There is a road that runs like a small side road that runs parallel to the main freeway here in Vegas, which is the 15, and this passes through like an industrial area of Vegas, and it passes through a couple of strip clubs. There's one there that has like TMT on the wall. I saw that and I was like, hey, what the fuck, right? Because I was driving by that shit on the way to the casino, and I want to stop by and be like, hey, can I have that? Like, can I
Yeah,
pick this up?
because
Because
that's
it ain't
gone
it's
too, right?
fucking worth it. Yeah, there's no TMT. I don't see the TB. I think the billboard of like TBE is still up somewhere leaving town on that same freeway as 15 going south, like headed towards California. I think that billboard is still up. I think, but anyway, it's just funny that I saw that. I was like, oh shit, TMT. This is worthless now.
But I'm saying his strip club, is it still in
Oh,
Vegas?
I don't know. I don't know if that one was it. I'm not sure. No,
Yeah,
I don't think so, yo. I think
I
that's
no.
gone too. Yeah,
Yep, I
this
believe
is
it
some
is.
other strip club that happens to have his advertisement for some reason.
Yep, yep. No, it's bad. It's getting real bad for our guy. I don't know why Floyd. I don't know why he's not stopping the bleeding. It's real sad to go all the way down like this. But the numbers that are out right now, Netflix is not going to allow him to walk with 70 million. He's going to get sued for that. The government's never going to stop coming for him with that lien. He can't sell shit anymore. This is what his financial guys is whatever lawyers and financial people he has left that he can afford, they're all giving him the same advice. Champ, you got to fight. It's like Rocky. Oh, he's gonna be like, get the fight. I'm gonna go back to Rocky. You're going to wrestling. I'm going back to Rocky all the time. Remember, Rocky's like, just sign the fight. Sign the fight. Go fight. That's gonna be Floyd here in a minute, bro. Whatever they're offering, he just got to do it. He's a fighter. I gotta fight. That's all he's gonna be telling his kids at fucking 50. He's doing worse than Roy. I know Roy didn't have as much money. He didn't fall from grace as far, but damn, he's doing the Roy Jones, dude. Like, he literally played it safe his whole career. Was always like, I'm gonna rob the bank. I need to fucking be the A side, to just being a piece of meat out there soon. Soon as he loses that O, they're gonna run through his ass like there ain't no tomorrow, bro. Soon as he gets that O gone, he's gonna sign whatever fight is out there.
I said it last week or the week before. It's like, all right, I'm gonna sell the O. Like, all right, who wants the 2? Who wants the 2? Who's gonna sell the 2?
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
I'm selling 2 to you. Who wants to sell the 3? Let's do it.
Yep. Be in the UK, losing in front of 60,000, have 52.
Oh, and getting knocked out like Roy, right?
Danny Green in Australia.
Yeah. Enzo Macronelli and fucking over there. All right, I think it's him. Yeah. Oh gosh, but yes, Floyd and his troubles don't seem to. I can't help but laugh. I mean, I understand the circumstances are dire, but after all the stuff we've seen him do, it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, this was all coming. This is why we can laugh about it. He laughed at a lot of people for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is just coming full circle now. But that Manny Pacquiao buying the gym was fucking hilarious. Good job, Manny. Manny's so funny. Manny's he's like, don't worry, Floyd. I take good care of it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'll take care of your employees. He should have left it with like the TMT, like the Manny team or something like that. just to fucking rub some salt into the wound, just to twist the knife a little deeper, leave like change it up a little bit, but still have it like the Manny team, just because. Oh, Floyd. All right. Okay, cool. I think that covers pretty much everything that we needed to talk about. Was there anything that I missed, Andrew? Anything you want to add on to this?
Missed your fight. You got to cover your fight from last night. I know we went late, but give it something, bro.
Oh, I mean, it was okay. So here's the thing. For those of you who may or may not know, the main event fell through because one of the main eventers, Brandon Adams, experienced chest pain and collapsed. So they called the fight entirely. Now, he made it to the weigh-in. I was there. I mean, I'm sorry, not to the back. He made it to the press conference on Wednesday, I think it was. And, he was joking and he raised his shirt and showed, his abs. Later on that day, he was at the gym doing like the media workout and stuff like that, right? So it looked like it was there, right? And with some of the videos that I was taking, my mic sucks. I have several different microphones, and it works fine, and then it starts to static for some fucking reason, and it ruins the fucking videos. So I'm gonna try to see if I can edit it to where I can just put some music over it that isn't what was going on there, so you don't hear the microphone shit. Anyway, point is, he collapsed, and the fight has fallen through. So basically, they ended up having the co-main event, which was a women's youth championship I forgot it, 6 rounders, 8 rounders, and that was bumped up to the main event. So everything was great there, right? It was still a fun fight. I have a couple of interviews that I'm going to be posting on our YouTube channel, but one of the primary reasons that I wanted to go is because a local kid here, a young man, Dylan Capetillo, his name is La Amenaza, or the threat, right, in English. He's, I believe, the youngest son of I'm trying to think of his father, but I'm trying to think of his first name, Jorge Capetillo. He runs a gym here, and if the name rings a bell, he was in Tyson Fury's corner as his cut man when he got cut against Otto Wallin, and basically like kept that cut in place, right, making sure they don't stop it because the cut was from a legitimate punch and not headbutt. Anyway, so I've gone to his gym several times. I paid for the membership, right? I went, and the Vargas brothers were there on separate occasions, and then Gabe Flores Jr. was there on several occasions. So I see guys, randomly, and they go to his gym. So his youngest, Dylan, made his professional debut, signed with Oscar De La Hoya, mind you, who was there. Oscar was there, and people were bum rushing him. I pulled out my mic, and I was like, Oscar, give us a throwback Saturday. Give us a throwback Saturday. He fucking ignored me. Kept walking. Like, I couldn't talk loud enough. I was just like, Oscar. But people, whoever wanted their, got their, whatever, their sound bite from him. Anyway, so, but his youngest, Dylan Capetillo, won by first round KO. His opponent was 1-0 also, right? So, I mean, even though his opponent wasn't making his debut, he had one fight already and a victory, and I think it was a KO at that too. So, they put him in there against a guy who was 1-0, and he took him out in the first round. It was fun. He rocked him once, dropped him once, he got back up, and then he rocked him again, and then that's, I think, when the referee stepped in. But of course, the place lost it, right? People who were there, and the order of the fight card kind of changed because the main event unfortunately fell through. But ultimately, the last fight of the card was Dylan Capetillo. Jesus Castro is the name of his opponent, and if you guys want to check the fight out, it's going to be on our YouTube channel. But as a matter of fact, I already posted it, so it should be there now. But it was fun. It was cool because I recognized him. When I started going to their gym, when I had originally gone to their gym, I think it was like 2019 or something. This is 7 years ago. He was like hella small, right? And I was like, oh shit. And I see him, and I go back to him like, fuck, the dude, like, he got tall, right? And of course, obviously, he gets older, and it's like, damn, this kid's fucking ready, right? And of course, he signs with Oscar, and I posted an interview. I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't gotten more views, but I posted an interview I did of him during the media workout, and I asked him, yo, I've seen Oscar do some shit sometimes on his social media. Did that ever cross your mind? Like, yo, I don't know if I want to deal with this motherfucker and this shit, right? And I asked him that. And Dylan, a sharp young man, was like, yo, that's outside noise. Yo, that's nothing fucking to do with me. And I'm saying, like, he hasn't done me wrong or anything like that. So by no stretch does that matter. I'm focused on what I got to do in the ring and the contract stuff. But everything that he does outside, it's all outside noise, he calls it. So I was like, all right, cool. He was able to answer everything great, and it's on the YouTube channel, so if you want to check that out. But anyway, Dylan Capetillo got himself his first professional victory by first round KO. I think it might have been TKO. The referee stopped it in. But anyway, it was a fun night of fights, night of champions. And I was able to get that last fight recorded. It was very fun. DMG Boxing, they were the ones that hooked it up with credentials and with a great view. Right, we were like on stage. It was at the Chelsea, which is a theater inside of the Cosmopolitan. So they basically like had the ring in the center, and then kind of like the area where the stage would be. They had like a makeshift stage where we were at, so we were slightly elevated as media, and we get to see over the people. So fun night of fights. Thank you to DMG Boxing for that. Yeah, so it was a fun night of fights, and make sure to check out our YouTube channel because I got all the as much coverage as I can possibly get on there.
Yeah, I showed Junior the knockout or the fight twice, only one round.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching the younger fighters because they bring a lot of their amateur skills into the ring, and they learn all their bad habits as they become pros, right? He showed a lot of talent in that ring. Now, I know the opposition 1-0, they're both the same, very green guys, but his distance, his pivoting off of the ropes, not getting trapped on the ropes. When he hurt him, he threw the legendary right hand, left hook, no jab bullshit, just went straight for it. Retreated when the guy went after him. Pressed when the guy fucking backed off. He went after him. He didn't continue to move backwards. He just looked really, really good. That was a real good performance by him. Then the power to getting him out of there in the first round. Yeah, that was an A+ pro debut for any young man fighting. That he showed a lot of talent in that one. So yeah, liked it a lot.
And he came out pretty unscathed. He didn't get any hits, any serious damage. He didn't take any serious damage. So much so that even Oscar after the fight said, "Yeah, I might just put him on the fucking Suro and Benavides undercard. Like I'll just
Wow.
for May already." And we're talking 3 weeks,
Yep.
from today. So if you guys see him on that undercard, you know why? It's because he came out of this great, and Oscar said, "Man, fuck." And Oscar said a lot of things funny enough. The things that you said, it's like I like what I saw in him. I see those things in him, and the maturity and the calmness. There was a little bit of amp up energy, of course. It's his first fight, and there's gonna be nerves, but he controlled it even during the he's been around for a long time. Like this young man has been around of other fighters. It has been, he goes jogging with Manny. He has jogged with Manny and is around the Vargas brothers. So he's around names. He kind of was sort of used to it. This is the first time that the spotlight was like on him specifically, and I had asked him that during the interview as well, and he was very calm about it, but understandably it's his first fight, so he has some of the bit of the nerves, but he did a great job of controlling them and getting the job done in the first round. So props to him. Dylan Capetillo La Amenaza, and then make sure to check out our YouTube channel for any other interviews. All right, then I think we are good to go. If there's anything else that I missed, Andrew, then by all means let me know. But we will be back Wednesday with our usual midweek show, so make sure to tune in for that. But until then, for my co-host Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapache, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Miggs, and this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you so much for stopping by once more. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care and peace.